Hello, I'm John, the executive producer here at Final Show Films. I got a few notes for you before the show. First, I want to thank you all for watching. We couldn't do what we do or the amount of things that we do without the support of you, the viewer. If you want to support us financially, which we always appreciate, you can go to our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, where you can donate as little as $1 a month to help us continue this and all the things that we do. I want to give a special shout out to our $25 supporters, Antitonic, Waterflame, and Samantha Bates. Second, I want to let you all know that we here at Final Show Films are planning a little get-together up at Gen Con this year. That's August 2nd through 5th up at Indianapolis. We're going to be up there just sort of hanging out, enjoying the con, spending time together, and if any of you guys want to come up and say hi, please feel free. We don't bite unless you want us to. And if you enjoy whatever it is you're about to watch or listen to, be sure to check out our website at finalshowfilms.com, where you can find links to all of our other content, both podcast and video. And be sure to follow me at John A. Bates on Twitter for more updates on all of the content we're creating in the future. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. And we're live! Hello everybody and welcome to Adventurers League Storm King's Thunder. I'm John, the Game Master for the morning. With me today is William.
Hi, I'm William and I'm playing Fire Notarian, Human Paladin of Mater.
And Jeff.
Hey, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Farbolt Chance, the half-elven rogue.
And Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am playing Kinvalar Erasme, the Sun Elven
Wizard.
Blade Singer, who thinks that he should be able to tank raid dungeons.
And Miracle. Oh, sorry, Aaron. Fuck. I finally did it.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm playing Miracle, the character who has so little impact on the events going on that the GM forgets he exists occasionally.
Well, no, I called you Miracle. I didn't forget Miracle exists. Anyways, when last we left our adventurers, they had found King Hekaton chained to the bottom of the Morkoth, a giant squid-shaped ship run by the Kraken Society through aid of an airship bestowed upon them by Old Snarl, or Klauth, the ancient red dragon that basically rules the spine of the world. And so, having used it, went out to the Purple Rocks, where the Morkoth was said to be. Found it after searching for a few days, and landed and took out most of the crew, including the very annoying and powerful spellcaster, who is now currently dead on the ground next to King Hekaton. And when last we checked, I believe Fyron had lifted his greatsword to strike at the chains holding King Hekaton. So, Fyron, go ahead and give me an attack with advantage, because it's technically chains are prone.
I like that statement. The chains are prone. Giant Slayer Greatsword, 18 to hit.
So you swing down and ching! There's a magical reverberation as your greatsword bounces off the chain. Doesn't seem like you did any damage to it.
Arcana?
Sure.
Yeah.
Are these chains indestructible to sword swings, or did I just not swing hard enough?
Miracle, they are chains. They're definitely magical. You don't know what is magical, though. Kinvalar, they're definitely magical.
Starting
you don't know what about them is magical, though.
I didn't roll a natural one, but
Fyron,
I don't have an Arcana
they're
bonus.
definitely magical. You don't know what's magical about them. Actually, I think last week you had determined that the chains were part of the thing that were holding King Hekaton in stasis.
I want to point out that was 3 natural ones in a row, because Fyron had advantage toggled.
Yeah. So you rolled a 9 and a 1, then a 1, then a 1, then a 4.
Farbolt's going to pat down the sorcerer, or the wizard.
Okay. You searching through the wizard's clothes, you find that he has a key on him.
Lord, do you happen to have
Just
detect magic still?
Hold on.
anything
I'm
else on it?
trying to figure out these chains.
Anything else on him?
I have 2 attacks.
All right. This time, the great sword. Really quick. This the key and a set of robes seem to be the only thing on the wizard. Firebolt. This time the sword bites a bit harder. Roll damage for me.
Okay, so I just didn't swing hard enough.
And you sunder one of the chains.
Okay, how many more are there?
There are 4 chains total.
Next one.
As Firen goes to the next chain, just hold up the key and going, think this does something?
No, I feel like they're magic. I don't think a key will work.
Hold on. I'm thinking.
Have I destroyed the next one?
With a 25. So you bounce off of it. It does not. You've cracked it, but it's not destroyed.
I have 2 attacks again. I missed this one apparently because their AC is like 20 or something.
You don't miss, but it bounces off. You're not able to get a good strike on it. Like you can't miss the chains. You just have to hit them really hard to do anything.
Hmm. While they're trying to figure out the chains, I'm just gonna keep doing this. So
eventually, with enough strikes over time, you do enough damage to sunder all 4 chains.
I just need to keep rolling. I'm assuming more than an 11.
And AC's 20.
I thought
At that
so, yeah.
point, I think I've almost got it.
And the last one sunders.
Oh well.
Yeah, they had AC 20, hit points 10.
Okay.
And immunity.
I was gonna just cast a spell magic, but that
immunity
works
to
too.
all damage except bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage from adamantine or magic weapons. So the great sword is one of the reasons why you're able to break it. As the chains break, you feel this magical aura break. Now, it would have taken you a few minutes to do this. So before we get to that, Farbolt, were you doing anything else with the key that you had found?
No, I would have just been looking around to see if there's any kind of padlock or something on his chest or something.
No, none of the chains seem to be like bolted into the helm. There's not like an unlocking mechanism.
Yeah.
And also, this key is very small. Like it's a fairly small key. You doubt it would be to a giant-sized restraint. It's more like
It's magical.
make me a intelligence, just a straight intelligence check.
The Archmage came out of a room.
You're
16.
pretty certain this is like to a lockbox.
Well, so we still have some interesting stuff to find, I'm assuming.
Yeah, like this is like to maybe a lockbox or like a desk drawer or something. It's gonna take Fire in a few minutes if you wanted to start looking around.
Yeah, since I didn't see anything in that other room that I came down, I'm gonna check the other side of the ship.
All right. So the hold where you're at right now, there is on the side of the ship towards King Hekaton's head. There's a room that is unlocked, which contains a hammock, a wooden treasure chest with a built-in lock, and a rug made from a yeti's hide. So that's this room right over here.
Okay.
Which I will open the doors to. I'm just going to go ahead and open the doors to the rooms. So yeah, that room contains a wooden treasure chest with a built-in lock and a rug made from yeti's hide.
First, examine the chest to make sure it's not trapped.
Give me a perception check. Doesn't seem to be trapped.
Wow, 13. And I'm gonna. Key looks a little small for this, doesn't it?
The key's pretty small for this.
Okay, and quick, because it actually locked.
Yeah, it's locked.
Okay, I'm gonna try to pick this thing.
All right, give me a thieves' tools check.
Natural 20.
You successfully pick the lock. And as you go in to pick the lock, you hit something that you weren't expecting, and you hear this psss, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, great. And this is where I die.
So,
Going to use a luck on this.
All right, go ahead and use a luck. Okay, you
A lot better.
You cough and spew, but you manage to like get your wrap something around your mouth until the smoke spells. But you did get the chest unlocked.
Step outside for a bit. Just watch Firen bang on some chains while I let it dissipate.
Yeah, it dissipates fairly quickly, so now it's safe to go back in.
Yeah.
Good thing you used that.
Flip it open. Anything interesting?
Inside, so the chest is divided into 3 compartments. The first contains a sack of 180 gold. The second holds 12 daggers of various types. It seems like it was a dagger collection more than I bought a lot of daggers. And the third is a deck of marked playing cards in a wooden case, a spyglass, a quill, and a jar of dragon's blood. A jar of dragon's blood and a diary with a black leather cover.
Okay. No. Stick that stuff, mostly that stuff in the bag. Flip through the diary. Anything interesting?
The diary, which is apparently the diary of First Mate Rule, ROOL. It quite articulately spells out why he would like to kill Captain Daggerdark, which you are assuming is the wizard that is now dead. And take command, basically saying that the captain claims to have a direct line of communication with something known as Slarkrethel, which I will spell out in the chat for you, Slarkrethel, something known as Slarkrethel, which the captain, which Rule suspects is true, given that he's prone to headaches and nosebleeds. And also, the diary also mentions that the captain keeps his spell book in his desk, which is protected by the worst lock I've ever seen. As far as the other items you found, the marked playing cards are worth 15 gold, the spyglass is worth 1,000 gold, and the dragon's blood appears to be ink. Or at least being used as ink.
How much was the... actually, the playing cards, never mind. I'm going to keep those.
So, that's what you find in his chambers. And so, probably, roughly about this time is when the final chain gets broken. So, as the chains fall loose from King Hekaton's body, his eyes blink and awareness returns to him. As he gets up, he looks around and sees the group of you, and his eyes narrow. And he reaches up and grabs the sides of the ship and rises to his full height, calling out in basic, "Lord's alliance indeed! I'll see your alliance wrecked upon the waves for this treachery!"
Oh, whoa. We're
Hi,
here to
your daughter
free
sent
you
us to
and
make sure you were okay and get you unkidnapped.
Aaron just kind of puts 2 hands to his nose. Just.
Are you saying anything,
what
Byron?
he said.
Firen just like puts the Giant Slayer greatsword back on his back and just waits to see if Hekaton smashes anyone first.
Okay, in that case, either Quinvular or Miracle can make me a persuasion roll with advantage, because you are helping each other out.
Go for it. My charisma is 10.
Mine is slightly better. Okay. And also Miracle would absolutely choose to make the check regardless. Persuasion, you said?
Yep. With advantage. Because you are being helped.
Well, there
Natural
you
20.
There you go.
There you go.
One part, the other one was a 3.
So Hekaton stops and looks down at you. You said my daughter sent you.
Yes.
Yes. Does someone remember her name?
Sarissa.
Sarissa, yeah.
Yeah, following advice from the Oracle at...
The Eye of the Allfather.
Thanks. Following instructions from the Eye of the Allfather with hopes of helping repair the ordning, because we really would... Small people don't like being smashed. We sought to help Sarissa out, and she needed help finding you. Apparently, some people from the Kraken Society were being dicks.
We should return to my home. I must speak with my daughter and my brother. He looks around. I have no desire to stay on this cursed ship any longer. If there are things you wish to do before we leave, do it, but I would request you return with me to my home.
I got nothing.
I pulled one of the conscious.
I'll wave goodbye at the
before we
airship.
go, Farbolt will go up to Kinvalar and just tap the diary where it says his spell book is locked in his desk.
I have one thing to do.
I will wait. Do not take long.
Don't intend to.
Flip Kinvalar the key. You'll probably do this.
Yes, that will be useful.
So, you head up to the door that the wizard had come out of.
Mm-hmm.
And into his room. I'll tell you his name because it's a funny name. Thult's Daggerdark. That was definitely the name his parents gave him. His cabin is a mess. Nautical books and navigation charts are strewn across the floor, as are quills, loose sheets of blank parchment, empty wine bottles, and spilled jars of ink. Most of the furniture is bolted to the floor, including an unmade bed with a squid-shaped headboard, a writing desk stained with ink, an open trunk, a slender wardrobe stuffed with old robes, and a wooden cloak rack. Make a perception check.
Okay. Perception is there. Did it go through? I can
has
not
not yet.
tell.
There it is, 21. So you notice on the floor in the middle of the room, there are some words carved into the floorboards.
Okay.
Dragon, Imrith, Iymrith, Sisters, and Treachery.
Imrith is a familiar name.
It is.
Yes.
I know that name.
It was
Advisor lady.
Yes.
Yes, with the horn helmet. That's probably actually a horn. If we're talking Imrith being dragon.
So I'm going to take note of those.
So yeah, you find those words scratched into the floor.
Okay.
And going over to his desk, you can very easily unlock the drawer with the key that you have.
Mm-hmm.
And inside is a spell book, which contains the following spells.
Okay.
First level spells. Detect.
Oh, let me look and see which ones are going to matter. Okay.
First level spells. Detect magic. Disguise
nice.
self.
Cool.
Identify.
Finally.
Mage armor.
I do not have mage armor.
Magic missile.
Sweet. Okay.
Thunder
Have
wave.
that. Don't have that. So there's 5.
Second level.
Okay.
Dark vision.
Awesome.
Detect thoughts.
Sweet.
Mirror image.
Have that.
Misty step.
I have that.
Suggestion.
Do not have that.
Third level.
Uh-huh.
Counterspell.
Got that.
Fly.
That's new.
Lightning bolt.
Come on.
Sending.
Okay, that is not new.
Water breathing.
Okay.
Fourth level.
Nice.
Arcane Eye.
Sweet.
Banishment.
Awesome.
Fire Shield.
Got that.
Ice Storm.
Nice.
Stone Skin.
Excellent.
5th level. Cone of Cold.
New.
Although, it funnily enough, in the text there's a typo. It says Cone of Cone.
I cast Cone of Cone.
Look, ice cream for everyone.
I want to interpret Cone of Cone as just you cast a different spell that is Cone of something.
Scrying.
Nice.
Seeming.
Awesome.
Teleportation Circle.
Nice.
Wall of Force.
Those are all new.
6th level.
Ooh.
Chain Lightning.
I mean, these are all new regardless.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Flesh to Stone.
Okay.
Globe of Invulnerability.
Nice.
7th level.
Okay.
Delayed Blast Fireball.
Okay.
I thought he didn't have
Teleport.
that
Nice.
8th level. Dominate Monster.
Nice.
Mind Blank.
Okay.
9th level.
Uh-huh.
Time Stop.
Yeah, we knew he had that one. So for the cabbie, you just hear it Elvin, holy shit!
That's all you find.
Oh, is that all?
That's it. That's all. There's nothing else.
That's it?
I know you can't
Are
cast.
you sure? Are you sure there's not Meteor Swarm in that
There's
book?
not many
Right?
books on that book, no.
A 5th level castable version of Meteor Storm.
I know you can't cast most of those spells, but you have them in your spellbook now.
Yep.
Don't you have to transcribe other people's
Yeah, or-
spellbooks?
Yeah, it'll take time
Or
to
you-
it'll take time to transcribe, but
It'll take several days.
Do you or can't I just carry his spellbook around and when I want to memorize from one of them?
I think you can actually. I don't think you have to have just one spellbook.
I believe
if
rules
they're
are written. Yeah,
scrolls,
it's just
that's
like
one thing. If it's a spell book, you can just be like, okay, my detect
no, I
magic is in here.
I think there's actually like I think it's just faster for you to transcribe from another wizard spellbook. Let me check.
Look it up, but regardless.
Yeah.
You have access to these spells. You just might have to take
I
time
am
to write
going
them
to
down.
put those on my list. Yeah, I'm going to put those in my spell
Yeah,
list.
no, you
regardless.
absolutely can, because there's nothing saying wizards can't have higher level spells in their spell list. You just can't cast them until you have the appropriate level spell slot.
I somehow think we are not making it to where I can cast Time Stop.
What level do you get access to 9th level spells?
Times 2 minus 1, so 17.
Yeah, probably not.
Is that actually the formula they use?
Yes.
I never
For
knew.
primary casters, yeah.
All right. So, you return back down, giddy with this book of forbidden knowledge in your hands.
I mean, I don't feel
Forbidden
like
knowledge?
It doesn't say it explicitly, but it does say copying the spell into your spellbook involves reproducing the basic form of the spell, then deciphering the unique system of notation used by the wizard who wrote it. So it kind of assumes that each wizard has their own unique shorthand.
Yeah.
So you might have to transcribe it still.
I'll say you can.
Meh.
I'll say you can use it from that book. I don't care. He didn't have the book on him, which indicates that you don't have. It's not like you're reading the book as you're casting the spells.
Right.
So,
cool.
all right. So you return down to King Hekaton, who is standing there waiting to return to his home.
I'm good to go.
I sort of pulled the conjure teleportation out and offer it to King Hekaton.
Do you do anything about the airship? He reaches out and takes it.
Yeah. Well, while that was I didn't want to interrupt the spell slot. While that was going on, Miracle was going to take a back up to the ship, It seems like we are probably going to be teleporting from here.
All right. Where would you like us to meet you at?
Where did we teleport to from King Hekaton's court?
Waterdeep. Now that Kinvalar has access to teleportation circle, though, you can teleport to any teleportation circle you've been to.
Let's go with Waterdeep. Just to be consistent.
Actually, I think Kinvalar has to learn them, but Miracle doesn't know that, so he's gonna say, probably Waterdeep. That work for you guys?
It's as good a place as any.
Kinvalar has to learn them to get the 100% accurate teleportation to it,
Mm.
but with a chance to miss, can still do it because he's been there.
I mean, it's entirely possible that. Sorry, what was his name again? I just wanted to say it again because it's funny.
Thult's Daggerdark.
There we go.
Is that THULTZ?
THOLTZ.
Thult's Daggerdark.
So it's entirely possible that Thultz had a Waterdavian teleportation circle written in.
It actually...
I feel like that has the potential to be like, oh, oops, we ended up in a base to the people we just stole a spellbook from.
Might be fun.
Attack!
It actually doesn't say if he had any teleportation circles. I'm going to assume he had a couple. So
yeah.
I'm going to say there are a couple of unknown teleportation circles
Okay.
in that book if you want to roll that dice.
Absolutely, yes, but again...
If we ever end up in dire straits,
like I will say that you can still teleportation circle to the circles you have actively been through. There's just going to be, same as with like the level 7 teleport, there's going to be a % miss chance until you've had time to memorize the circle.
That makes sense.
Okay. So yeah, you fly up and tell that they turn and head off towards Waterdeep.
Bye.
And then you all head back down, gather in a circle around King Hekaton. He raises the conch and blows it. And you find yourselves once again experiencing the glowing blue of teleportation as you are transported to the Maelstrom. I'm going to copy King Hekaton's token so we can...
Halfway inaccurate Star Trek quote.
Oh, Is there can I possibly do something just before we do?
Sure. What?
I'm going to King Hekaton really quick before we head back to your home.
Yes.
Your captor had the following words: Dragon Imrith Sisters Treachery carved into the floor. We recognize the name Imrith. I don't know if these mean anything to you.
I don't know if Imrith means anything to him either. Let me find out.
Did Imrith show up after Hekaton went missing?
Dun 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 dun. While I'm looking for information, Imrith is a storm giant in service to the court.
Yes.
And he sort of,
that was, we have met.
He sort of thinks for a minute, and he's going to make an intelligence check.
Please tell me he's smart enough to deduce what this message is saying.
Yes. Let's find out. would seem to indicate that this Emrith is possibly a dragon of some kind, working with my daughter's sisters.
That would... So, quick recap for you of what we have found. What we found when we went to your home looking for you. Your Sarissa? Did I get that right?
Sarissa.
Sarissa was her sisters were being a little treacherous, I think would be the proper way to put it. Look back at the others.
Aye.
That would be accurate.
And attempted to we're attempting to work against her. We did not get any information about Imrith being involved, but that's entirely possible. There was something strange going on there. I don't remember what, because it's been like 3 weeks.
Did my daughter know of this?
I believe your daughter was intending to investigate Imrith and the sisters before we left.
Yes.
Well then, we must hurry back to my home and see what has become of this Imrith.
I don't suppose a dragon takes kindly to being discovered. We should move quickly.
So, blows the horn. You guys teleport. We're gonna skip walking through the maelstrom as he leads you directly to the throne room of the Worms King throne, pushing past Tug and Cog, who attempt to stop and say, who attempt to do the "where are your bodyguards? Who are you?" thing, and King Hekaton just pushes them to the side and strides into the throne room, being King Hekaton.
Right. You can do that when you're King Hekaton.
It's good.
Are these the same guards we BS'd earlier?
Yes.
It's good to be the king.
Good to be the king. Inside, you find Sarissa and Imperator Uther, the male associate or advisor, but you do not see any sign of Sarissa's sisters or of Imrith. Sarissa, sitting on the throne, looks up as King Hekaton enters, and her eyes start to well up with tears, and she immediately steps off the throne, runs, and just hugs her father. There's a brief moment of this reconnection of family before Hekaton puts her down and announces to both you all and the other people in the room, while it is good to be home, we have traitors in our midst that must be dealt with. Those who are behind my kidnapping and the murder of my wife. Sarissa responds, yes, Father, I have done some investigation myself and have discovered that my sisters seemed to have allied themselves with the Kraken Society, particularly a creature known as Slockerthel, who apparently leads the society. They have been detained, but in the discovery of this information, it seems that Imrith has fled the Maelstrom. I'm not certain what her role in all of this was, but she seemed to act particularly suspicious once I sent these adventurers out to find you. King Hekaton. It would appear that our advisor was a dragon in disguise, and I will seek her out. He says, stepping up to this large pool of water in front of you. So you noticed this the first time you were here. There's this large swirling pool of water that sits before the Wormskull throne. Mm-hmm. That Hekaton steps up to and holds a hand out, and as he does, the waters inside clarify and show an image of a vast desert. Hang on, let me find the correct descriptive information. There it is. It shows him a vast desert, and just empty sand. It doesn't seem to show much else, which isn't all that surprising, considering that blue dragons, if Imrith is a blue dragon, which would make sense considering the colorization, tend to live in. Hekaton puzzles for a moment, then turns to look down at the rest of you. This may take some time, but I will find Imrith and determine where she is gone, that we might deal with this treachery at its heart. I would ask that you four, who have aided me thus far, would join me in my hunt, if you would be willing.
Of course.
We'll need some time to rest, though. We just had quite a harrying encounter.
Obviously, I will give you time to rest while I research, but in addition to this, I have gifts for you, for your service thus far.
I suppose you happen to have a Dragon Slayer greatsword.
Unfortunately not. But Sarissa sort of steps out and then comes back in. Gives each of you a potion. And also gives...
Is it a potion of rising to level 17? Because I really want to cast Time Stop.
It is not. Gives each of you a potion.
Darn.
Each of you a potion, and also gives you a dragon's claw that has been covered in a coat with a coat of molten silver, upon which is inscribed the Worm Rune. Choose among you which of you would have the claw of the Worm Rune. It is a magical artifact designed to allow you better aid against a dragon in battle. You can use it to give a dragon vulnerability to particular types of damage that you might deal to it, up to 3 times over the course of a day. You can also use it to gain resistance to a dragon's breath weapon, and also, if you were to desire, you could trace it onto the ground, creating a spherical area of magic that gives dragons a difficult time protecting themselves against spells and flying in the area.
Probably Kinvalar, because Kinvalar's the one who does damage of types. Right?
Mechanically, the Worm Slayer ability gives vulnerability to all damage types.
Oh.
So it doesn't matter who has it. Everyone will do more damage.
So probably either Kinvalar or Fyron who do damage in bigger bursts.
It does require attunement.
I do big burst damage.
Yeah, no, that one definitely makes
Fyron.
sense. Yeah.
I would say give it to Fyron. Yeah, I mean, he gave up the mallet. Come on.
Yeah, also I gave
it sounds like a useful ability, so I on principle refuse to take it for Miracle.
Then indicating the potions that you
Fyron gave up the mallet to the Cloud Giant, so he can have the dragon.
Indicating the potions that you were given, William. It'll be in your inventory. You'll have to attune to this. Indicating the potions as well. These are potions of giant size. When you drink this, you will become like my kind. Huge, mechanically, for a day. For the duration of this potion, your strength will be increased. Your life essence will be doubled. Your reach will increase as well. This will affect everything you are carrying. All of your weapons and armor will be increased in size as well.
Well, shit.
I will take that.
You-
That will be very useful.
You
Yes.
all have one.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would recommend not drinking it until the fight is about to take place.
Kid Lars is like,
Wait, what?
So, yeah. So, again, mechanically, when you drink this potion, you become huge for 24 hours if you are medium or smaller. Otherwise, the potion does nothing. For that duration, your strength becomes 25, if it isn't already higher.
Ew.
And your hit point maximum is doubled. Your current hit points are doubled when you drink the potion. Your current hit points are also doubled when you drink the potion. In addition, the reach of your melee attacks increases by 5 feet. Everything you are carrying and wearing also increases in size for the duration. When rolling damage for weapons enlarged in this manner, roll 3 times the normal number of dice. For example, an enlarged longsword would deal 3d8 slashing damage instead of 1d8, or 3d10 slashing damage instead of 1d10.
And my enlarged greatsword does 66.
Correct. Your enlarged longbow would also do 3d8. Your enlarged scimitars would do 3d whatever. Your enlarged daggers would do 3d whatever. When the effect ends, any hit points you have above your hit point maximum become temporary hit points, so you don't lose the extra hit points if the effect is ended early. The potion is a pale white liquid made from the tongue of a giant clam with a pungent aroma akin to that of a rotting algae. It tastes sweet, however, when consumed. So you all have one of those in your inventory as well.
Nice.
This will allow you to fight on the same level as myself and my warriors when we face the dragon in combat. Now, go, rest, and I will call upon you when I have further information.
Oh,
Well,
You are given leave to rest. You can go back down to the guest rooms if you want.
yes, that seems to be.
Yeah. So you head back down to the guest room and take your rest. Is there anything else you guys are doing over the course of your long rest?
I've got nothing.
I'm trying to see if there's any, like, paladin spells that can help bring a dragon to ground.
I mean, yeah, I'm going to be switching out some spells here.
Obviously, William's going to be Firen's going to be attuning to that dragon claw.
To the claw of the worm, yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so right now I've met.
Miracle will hold up the horn of silent alarm. So, I've had this entire time. Does anyone else have a use for it?
What does it do again?
It notifies people of things. You. This horn has 4 charges. When you use an action to blow it, one creature of your choice can hear the horn's blare, provided the creature is within 600 feet of the hornet and not deafened. No other creature hears it.
Oh shit!
It
When I level up, I gotta. Okay. Sorry.
A horn of silent alarm.
Oh no, I have it.
It doesn't require attunement. It's just not something I've ever had any reason to actually use.
I would say, depending on how we plan on doing this, we're gonna. So we're really going to be hunting a dragon, really.
I mean, that
But-
seems to be yes.
You know,
Because you can use it if we're searching for the dragon, just to notify that the others it's been found.
I mean, it takes an action each
possibilities.
time, but yeah, I guess.
Well, whoever, if we're, it all kind of all depends on if we're gonna just, hey, the dragon's right here, we're gonna teleport there and jump him, or if we're gonna have to set a trap. We're gonna have to figure out where he is,
Also, her.
or her, it.
where she is.
The horrible, horrible reptile thing?
Is it still a person?
Still a person. Even horrible, horrible reptile things are still people and have their own identities.
Well, actually, no. Strictly speaking, not. Whole
They are-
person does not work on it.
That's fair. Whole person does not work on.
Okay, a person in the
They are
concept
not
of
a person.
ascension with a gender that we probably shouldn't be misgendering, not.
Fair point.
Because you could have some.
I like that as a metric of personhood, though.
Like,
Person
does
work
whole
on you.
person work on you? No, you're not a person.
If you're affected by hold monster, you're not a person.
A whole monster works on people.
It does, but it also specifically is for the things that whole person doesn't work on.
But
So you're saying that. So you're saying
it could
that
have its uses in this hunt for the dragon.
You're saying that before
Yeah,
the Treaty
okay.
of
I can keep
Stronghold,
it.
legally, Warforged were not affected by that spell.
No, we're saying that because Warforged were affected by that spell, they had to make the Treaty of Thornhold.
Okay. Sorry.
That was the whole basis for the thing. It's like,
Now
see,
I
they're
need to
people.
find out how to get that spell so we can test it out in Eberron.
All right.
I mean,
Sorry,
look, the spell
I'm
works on
busy
them.
figuring out spells and shit.
I like that argument in the legal debate. Well, see, Warforged have to be considered people because whole person works on them.
they get the name of whole person legally changed to whole humanoid.
That's where House Kenneth had somebody with greater invisibility just counter spelling every single time. Nope, clearly doesn't work. Sorry. Anyways, I mean, I've diverged this enough that I forgot what the question was.
What are we
Are you
doing?
doing
What are
anything
you
else
doing
with
while
the
we're
rest?
resting?
Oh, just switching up my spells.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
I thought there was an in-character question someone asked.
The question was, do you want a Horn of Silent Alarm?
Oh, no, I'm good.
so
It seems fitting that the useless item stays with Miracle.
it's not useless. It's just very
I already-
specific case uses.
I already have
So is Miracle.
and the something else attuned to me. So I could do one more, but
All right. So, after your long rest, you are called back up to the throne room. Sarissa continues to sit on the Wormskull throne, but Hekaton is sort of standing off to one side. Welcome back, adventurers. We have learned much over the course of your rest. It seems that Imrith is an ancient blue dragon known as the Doom of the Desert. Also known as the Dragon of Statues, because she apparently tends to she creates living statues to guard her lair, which is in the Honorok Desert.
oh,
Isn't that the
good.
desert nobody comes back from?
I mean, people do come back from it. Some
Make me a history. You can make me a history roll.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
Yeah, it's the desert of no return most of the time.
it's where Shades used to live.
7. I don't know anything about it.
24.
15.
All right, let me find the information that I had on Honorok. Where did it go?
I probably know the pamphlet briefing.
It's not. It's not popping up where it needs to pop up.
Oh.
Hang on. Let me refresh.
said-
Let me refresh roll 20 so that it will open up things that I need to open up to read to you.
I'm sorry. Did you say a blue?
Yes.
dragon?
An ancient blue dragon, yes.
That's the lightning kind.
Yes, I know that's the lightning kind.
I mean, we had surmised it was a blue dragon based on
Color.
Had
Imrith's
we?
appearance. Yeah. When we talked about it being a dragon, we had said it probably a blue dragon, then based on the appearance of Imrith.
Then I will have switched out lightning bolt already.
All right. That's fine. Okay. So with those rolls on the knowledge history? 7...
18.
15.
So,
24.
yeah, everyone except for Fyron.
Yeah.
Anarok, this once verdant land is now a desert. Northernmost Anarok is a cold land. Of frost-reamed rock and black glacier known as the High Ice. Farther south lies the waterless plain of standing stones, where winds scour jagged rocks amid a gravel sea. Anarok's most southerly part is the Sword, a hot, sandy desert. It is a merciless area that few things live. There are things that live there. I believe there are nomadic tribes that live there, but like it's not the kind of place where you send trade routes across or anything like that. There is a single road that goes through it. To the south through Parnast, past the Great Peak Mountains. The Black Road goes through Anarok and connects. I can't remember actually where it connects to, but it goes through Anarok to the other side.
It comes out at just north of the Dales.
Yeah. But that's sort of technically, it stretches up. Basically, Anarok is the eastern coast of the north. Like, everything, Anarok is where the north ends.
Yep.
In the east. There's a village, there are only really two villages that even sort of partially line up with the edge of Anarok, Ascor and Parnast, and like it's just not a really nice place to go.
Nope. It's also where the City of Shadows with the Shade Empire, when they came back at this point, like 100 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's where they appeared.
So not a nice place. In any way, shape, or form. But as I was continuing, I've learned that her lair is a ruined amphitheater, half buried in the cold desert sands northeast of Ascor, an ancient and abandoned dwarven city. We will be heading there to attack this entity. Also, like many dragons of her kind, she is a spellcaster and immune to lightning damage, so my storm giants will be effective only in martial combat, as most of our abilities tend to be lightning related.
Right.
But if you are to come with me, I will be leaving my brother, Imperator Uthar, in charge of Maelstrom, along with my daughter. You will come with me, along with Nimir, Orlecto, Shaldor, and Vashar, my four most trusted bodyguards, as we face Imrith in her lair, and end this dragon that has brought this pallor of darkness over my court. Very well.
Sounds good.
We will be riding to Whalebones. I feel that the trip there might be too damaging for you. But if you could meet me there, we could then continue the rest of the way on Rockwing.
Okay.
I'm kind of looking
how
at
do
the
we-
people most familiar with the setting, but yeah.
And how do we get there? Look over at Kinvlar's like, and how do we get there?
Sorry,
So
I was typing
Whalebones.
stuff.
Whalebones is a series of islands just off the coast, just off the Sword Coast. It's east of Thornhold, or sorry, west of Thornhold.
I mean, we have an airship that said that.
Yeah, you have an airship you can go get to, and
Yep.
you could fly out yourselves and meet them rather than riding with them if you wanted.
Yeah.
You have to.
Well, we
That's
do
going to
we
be
do
the
we do
simplest
actually
way.
we do have access to an airship. So
Well,
and an airship piloted by a crew that serves a dragon that I believe would snicker at seeing another dragon struck down.
well then. In that case, we will meet you. In that case, find your method of travel. We will meet you at a score. If you aren't familiar with the area, I believe it is near Citadel Adbar.
We'll make our way to Ascor.
And we will wait for you there. And when you arrive, we will stage our assault on the dragon's lair. He turns and just marches out of the throne room, heading to gather his troops and set off.
All right, Kinvalar, can you get us to Waterdeep?
Yes, absolutely. Teleportation circle is definitely a spell that I prepared. I'm gonna need about 8 hours.
Sarissa, can we get to Waterdeep?
Yes, I can send you to Waterdeep.
All right.
You have teleportation circle? That's new.
Yeah, there was a spell book.
Well,
I have many new spells. Many new spells.
and that's the point where Miracle gets this look of, God damn it, wizards. I hate wizards. I hate wizards.
Wizards are awesome.
Spells that are on your side.
That's not the...
No, I think that is the point right now. I mean, it can't be the point. It can not be the point if we want to walk to Waterdeep.
Sarissa gathers you all together and teleports you to Waterdeep. You find yourselves once again standing on the docks of Waterdeep, surprising the fuck out of another group of sailors.
Hello.
No, so my concern
how you
is
doing?
not... It is more with the institutional impact of the philosophy of spells as a individualist tool rather than a net quality of life increase. Sir, it's...
You're using a lot of buzzwords.
No, I'm not. I'm using a lot of words that I used in my papers.
You use a lot of buzzwords in your papers.
We're terrible people.
And Miracle just, in response, launches into a lecture that probably lasts however long it takes us to find the airship on the details of language and the reappropriation of language that is created for and by the powerful as it relates to linguistic philosophy.
About 4 paragraphs in, a ladder hits Miracle in the head. As you see a rope ladder descending from an airship.
Actually,
Miracle
because
switches to giving this lecture in Dwarven as he starts climbing the ladder.
actually, as this is a topic that Firen has an amount of investment in, it probably becomes a debate as Firen counterpoints with the use of language designed to mislead those who are not quite capable of understanding the point you're making by using very big words or words that seem impactful to mislead the common people.
That debate rages.
Oh, look, a ladder.
Ken Villar and Farbolt climb the ladder as the two.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
No, he'll
Because
do
Fire-
this as he climbs the ladder.
Because Firen is a holy man of Ilmater. He cares about the common folk.
The use of overcomplicated.
I like how this started as an argument with Kinvalar and turned into an argument with Firen.
And Farbles is like, nope, having no part of this. I'm out of here.
No, Miracle is happy to debate and definitely will concede on some of the points of value of the common good. He still feels like the precision of terminology allows for the removal of certain embedded assumptions.
And
That goes on for an hour.
Yeah, it legitimately does.
You guys get up on the airship, and as they're still arguing, like the cultists look at Ken Villar and Farbolt.
Anarok.
You want us to throw him off?
No.
Okay. Wear an anorak.
We give the specific. Miracle just offhandedly gives the correct specific location while continuing this debate.
Right. So, a few days go by.
The debate has not ended in that few days.
We talk the ears off of some poor cultists.
The helmsman who can't go anywhere.
Roll me a D100.
Who?
On it.
Either one of you.
On it.
Either Firen or Miracle. Either Firen or Miracle.
I got it.
Okay.
44.
So you eventually cycle through the cultists until you get to one who just turns at you and goes, I mean, really, sure, but both of you are mostly just arguing a point for your own perspectives on the situation, and in arguing it, I've actually ignored the needs of the people you're supposedly arguing for, instead just trying to elevate your own feeling of satisfaction and intellect. Kind of missing the point, isn't it?
Yes!
Yeah, well, I'm stuck with the boat. Actually, that is exactly why I left academia. However, I'm currently stuck on an airship with him, and I do believe in the importance of education.
Right.
It's like, if I were meanwhile, I was like, fair point.
I got kicked out of Education Society exactly because I made that point. So
that's why
I don't disagree, but fuck you.
That's why I find it funny that it came back around. You just happened to, you got a 50-50 shot of finding the one cultist that might say that, and you did.
Meanwhile, while all this has been going on, Kevlar has been telling Farbolt about all the spells that he will eventually one day be able to use.
I can do this. I can do this.
I think Farbolt might be able to learn a couple of those spells.
In theory,
the illusion ones, I believe.
Illusion and enchantment.
Also, I don't know if rogues can learn spells that are in someone's spell book.
I believe arcane tricksters have a spell book, I think.
Was that Eldritch Knights?
I know Eldritch Knights do. I don't know if arcane tricksters do or not.
I totally played one of those. I just can't remember right now.
I couldn't remember. I swear I read something. They learn spells, which is why they don't have a whole lot of them. They don't carry a spell book.
Yeah, they have a limited number of spells known.
Okay.
Yeah, it's because they just learn them.
Got it. Eldritch Knights have spellbooks if you go with the standard Eldritch Knight, not the weird pseudo variant that I did. But
They do have a spell book, but hilariously enough, they also have a limited number of spells known.
Yeah, they do. Anyways, eventually, so the trek is about 4 days. About 2 days in, that happens, and for Kinvalar and Farbolt, the argument dies down a little bit.
I feel like it wasn't a particularly hostile argument.
No, it was just a continual argument.
For the marked cards, playing cards I found, how obviously are they marked?
Make me a perception check. To sort of evaluate it.
Perception.
14. They're not. They are marked well enough. They're marked well enough that like a layman commoner wouldn't notice, but somebody who like a professional gambler would probably have a good chance of noticing that they're marked.
Okay.
Also, can we get switched off of the maelstrom?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I moved to the north and then forgot to move you guys to the north.
I don't know what you're I would never do such a thing. All the time.
Okay. So yeah, eventually, you find yourselves at Ascor.
I like how he completely ignored the giant Imrith's lair on this whole campaign.
It's one of those things where if you're not looking for it, you just don't see it, and I find that hilarious.
So, I was assuming that is a landmark, because that's absolutely the kind of thing that you would just have a landmark for in this sort of setting.
Which especially works
place.
if you don't recognize the name Imrith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, this person's name is Imrith, like Imrith's lair.
Like,
happy coincidence.
but like we've gone to a few places with people's names on them.
Yeah.
To be perfectly fair, I didn't
Wasn't
even
the guy who ran Morven's Hall the guy it was named after?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
was
like
that...
Zymorven's Hall.
Yeah,
the
but
owner
he
of the-
lives in Zymorven Hall.
He lives in Zymorven Hall.
Zymorven lives in Zymorven Hall.
Imrith lives in Imrith's lair.
You see why I had no reason to search for this.
It's just, I kind of love the maps for Adventurers League stuff because they give away so many plot points, but if you're not looking for them, you have no idea that they're being given away.
Right.
It's like Imrith being a dragon is supposed to be a secret until you look over at Anarok and see Imrith's lair. All right. So, you eventually arrive at Ascor, which again is this abandoned dwarven village. There are a few hermits living out here, like just for the isolation, but they tend to lock up as soon as anybody arrives. So it's a mostly abandoned city that you arrive in, and see standing there 5 storm giants. They're just sort of standing around with giant rocks perched on the buildings around them. Welcome. I see you have arrived. And he sort of crouches down to sort of talk to you on a slightly more on your level.
As far down as a storm giant can get.
As far down as a storm giant can crouch. We have determined the location of Imrith's lair. And
on the point of the map where it says Imrith's lair.
he actually draws out the map and marks that down so you can see it. On in like the dirt around. Our plan would be to stage a direct assault on the lair. Do you have any alternate wishes?
Do we have a method of making sure the dragon can't leave and take to the air? Because I'll be honest, we're less useful if it's flying.
The lair is underground. While there may be additional exits once we confront Imrith in the depths of her lair, we will simply have to make sure that she does not have a chance to leave.
Unfortunately, I don't know enough about Imrith's lair to actually make a plan other than frontal assault. Anyone else?
Is it?
If we can,
Go ahead.
so I'm willing to bet that we would be able to find some way to sneak in.
I mean, I'm not willing to walk into a probably incredibly dangerous and trapped dragon's lair without Storm Giant backup. You?
I was about to say, do we really want to
at
confront her in her lair
At roughly
itself?
that point, you hear a series of thunderous footsteps behind you. And Hekaton actually looks up and narrows his eyes.
Harshnag.
And you turn around, and yes, Harshnag has arrived behind you, wielding his
Ah.
giant axe.
Harshnag, good to see you. You're here also to hunt a dragon.
The Oracle has said that a dragon needs killing. And if you are hunting one, then I would more than be happy to join the fray.
King Hekaton, this is Harshnag. He's a close ally of ours.
Hekaton looks up at Harshnag and sort of stands. And as the two giants stand, again, storm giants are bigger than frost giants. So there is a noticeable size difference here. As they both stand to full height. King Hekaton sort of looks him over. I've heard tales of Harshnag, I believe it was an order of Force Grey out of Waterdeep, correct? Harshnag nods. Hekaton offers a hand out, and the two clasp at the forearm. I will gladly take your assistance, Harshnag. They then both crouch back down to talk to the group of you.
I was going to say, is it absolutely necessary to confront her directly in her lair?
I mean,
Lure her out?
would you rather lure her out into the open sky where she can fly?
Yeah, I can make us fly,
How much
but
does
that
Miracle know
limits
about
what else
lair
I can
actions, being a ranger?
Give me a history roll. Or a nature roll, actually. Be a nature roll this time.
are dragons one of your favored?
No, tragically, I took giants. 15.
No one ever expects to fight dragons in Storm King's Thunder. 15.
No, I did expect to fight giant. I did expect to fight dragons. Why do you think I didn't take dragons?
I was gonna say.
Storm. Yes. When dragons have had time to make a lair their own, they certainly can. There certainly are abilities that they can have. Excuse me, abilities that they can sort of imbue the area with, making fighting in their lair more dangerous. That being said,
they've essentially got home turf advantage in a big way in their lair.
That being said, fighting a dragon outside their lair is also really hard because they can just drive by you and there's not much you can do about it.
Yeah, I'll convey what I know about that.
I mean, if we don't have a
They potentially
solution,
can also drive by you. It depends on the size of the lair, but
like if we don't have a solution for the dragon's ability to fly, our only answer is to fight them in their lair.
We have scouted out the location. It is effectively, from what we can see thus far, a series of underground chambers below an amphitheater in the desert. If we draw her out, we have only the amphitheater, which does not provide much cover, as it is an open-air structure.
Okay, underground it is.
Just keep an eye out for the lair and fight swiftly.
As we approach, I would recommend drinking the potions that we gave you.
How long do these last?
24 hours.
All right. Got a day of being on the level of a giant. I'm excited.
Let me gather things. So, you're preparing to leave. Have conversation amongst yourself while I adjust tokens.
So do we get the ability to throw boulders if we become giant-sized?
If you find a boulder to throw.
We can just rip up Earth.
Problem with the
Notice-
desert.
No, this is a bonus action to drink the potion if we do it in combat.
No, this will be an action to drink the potion regardless of when you drink it.
Okay.
This is a big. It's like a beer stein potion. It's just like
It's
glug, glug,
yeah, it's
glug,
pretty fucking
glug,
big
glug,
potion.
glug, glug, glug.
Das Boot.
It takes a lot to get down, but you got a lot of magic in. As it turns out, there's a certain level of distillery where you can only get so much pure magic into so much liquid volume.
Yeah.
No, I was just thinking it might be easier to sneak in at our normal size rather than just to figure out where exactly the dragon is.
I feel like if the dragon is a spellcaster, as soon as we enter its lair, it knows we're here.
I mean,
Also,
why?
Not all
we have
spellcasters, but that's not a bad assessment.
Also, we have storm
a lot of
giants at our
giant-
back.
Also because I rolled well in that nature
Yes.
check.
We have a really big distraction doing a frontal assault.
I feel like our odds are better.
Some
with the
dragons
storm
can
giants.
also just sense that sort of thing in their lair.
yeah,
But
you would know that. Like, once you're in a dragon's lair, there's no guarantee you're hidden.
Right.
So I think we should just go with the guaranteed route of strength in numbers and equivalent size and strength.
Okay.
Let me grab the giant bat, because the giant bat won't be as big comparatively.
Yeah, the giant bat will sit on your shoulders.
You guys can, like, and as you're talking with the giants, they are more than willing to entertain any other, like, plans. That's just their plan, is direct assault. If there's something you guys would rather us do, we'll listen to it and
I keep
make that plan.
throwing things out and they keep getting shot down.
that's by
because,
you guys.
I'm aware. I'm saying.
No, but
If I were like,
Apparently
we don't have
charging
a
ahead into the dragon's breath is our best plan.
we don't have something better. We have
Well-
other things, but not better things.
I was just kind of thinking along the lines of the giants are going to be a very big, huge distraction and are largely invulnerable. They will
have we
draw the
ever
dragon
had a
up,
plan aside from my regular plan,
and then coming
which I
across
don't
as
feel like this applies for?
attempting to flank the dragon while the giants go in straight ahead.
Where?
It's the only
We don't know enough about the layout to know if we can even get around the dragon.
Didn't
Which
they
is
just
why
say they
getting around
they'd scouted out the
Yes.
lair a little?
We've been able to scout out the surface level. Not
But
the
underneath, we don't
know-
Is there another entrance?
We know the amphitheater is approachable from all sides. It is a standalone structure. As to entrances, we're not certain how many there are. We know that you can enter the underground from beneath the amphitheater itself. There also appear to be some sinkholes that you could drop down through. The amphitheater is open to the air, though. It is not something that you can approach from behind, you can approach from the front. It's not... You don't have to go through another location to get to it.
I feel like a dragon, especially as paranoid as dragons often are, would place their lair at the deepest location where all of the entrances come from roughly the same angle, and it's very hard to attack from different sides.
There are trebuchets mounted on the amphitheater. That we have seen as well.
So potential defense mechanisms. All of this speaks to someone who's very well prepared for someone trying to infiltrate. I don't think our only method that I can see that might have a chance of working is consolidating our strength. If we divide ourselves and end up stumbling through traps, it's easier to break through with a shield that's in one piece.
I
But then there's
disagree, but there's no evidence either way, and we're going to keep arguing, so I will concede the point so we don't sit here and argue it forever.
Yeah. We don't have enough information to make anything beyond the we'll do it this way plan.
Yeah. Essentially, yes. That is essentially we are arguing.
It's
Either
strength of
argument
numbers
is based on evidence we don't have.
It's
So we're
strength of
going to-
numbers
we're going
versus
to
eggs
each
in all
other's
one basket.
Stylistic biases.
I mean, my argument is essentially that when you have no information, consolidating your strength keeps you safer.
I disagree.
That's
That's
also
what I'm saying. We're arguing stylistic biases, and there's no evidence either way.
Also, William, fill your
So-
health back up.
Oh yeah, thank you.
So we will just continue arguing until one of us concedes. So I will concede the point.
So,
And when we die, I will point at you and say, "I told you so." That part he says jokingly.
so,
But with a charisma of 10, it's really hard to tell one way or the other.
how would you like to approach the amphitheater?
Do we know if the trebuchets are all facing all directions?
They have trebuchets facing east, west, and, well, that's about it.
Then let's approach from the north. We can circle around.
Oh, very well. Would you like to wait until you are inside the lair to take your potions, or would you like to take them on the way?
I'll take mine to go.
We'll get a little bit closer before we down our potions.
Very well.
I thought it was funny.
Once we know for certain the ghost is up, then we'll get to it.
Very well. Then we shall away into the harsh lands of Anarok. As I continue pulling things together, because this fucking dungeon has a lot of things. In addition to 4 named minor NPCs that have specific character sheets rather than the generic Storm Giant character sheet.
I don't want to make it
Hekaton's
too
bodyguard.
easy on you.
No, that would be nice. That would be, you know, what's the term? Considerate. So, you set off. To hunt down Imrith in her lair, and you've decided to circle around and approach from the north. As you're approaching, you see eventually in the distance this large sandstone amphitheater that looks like it has the remains of statues standing all around it. Yes, so your long journey ends here in the desert. A churning cauldron of black clouds fills the sky as thunder peals and lightning flashes. Half buried in the cold dunes is a crumbling amphitheater adorned with statues, many of them broken, the rest worn smooth by wind and sand. 2 large trebuchets stand atop the ruins, where cheers once rang out across a great city. Now a solemn fortress stands before you, waiting for you to draw near. There is there is a thunderstorm currently in effect all around, even though there is no rain, simply a dry thunderstorm that stretches for 6 miles in every direction. The storm giants are striding boldly towards the amphitheater, currently in, and as they do, you see the trebuchets beginning to turn. So just so I know, so I can adjust the size of your tokens, are you currently having under the effects of the Potion of Giants?
I believe we did.
think
I'm
so, yes.
confused at this point.
I'm just getting a confirmation. Yes or no, you've drank the
I
potions.
believe so, yes.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
If we
Okay.
decide to go with the first result, then
All right,
yes.
so you've popped the potions, you have become huge, and I will now put you onto the layer.
It occurs to me I probably should have, like, made a huge size version of a weapon.
Do. So, you are all currently, you decided to come from the north.
What does your strength become?
Your strength becomes 25. Your hit points are doubled. Your hit point maximum and your hit points themselves are doubled. Your strength becomes 25. Your reach is increased by 5 feet. And all of your damage dice for all of your weapons are tripled.
Strength goes from 8 to 25, which matters not for using a bow.
No. But you'll hit really hard with the short swords now.
Yeah. If I could hit with them, which I sort of can.
I mean, with an automatic +7 minimum.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, if you switch from dex to because you can use strength for your short swords, even though they're finesse weapons. I think they are finesse weapons.
Yeah.
So you can use strength instead of dex if you so desire.
I'll do that
To
for the
hit
short
for
sword.
hit and damage. Same with daggers, Firebolt.
Yeah.
If you decide you want to swap that over.
Yeah.
3 times the dice?
Yep, 3 times.
Does that now for the magic effect?
That does not
the magic
qualify
effects
for the
stay
magic
same?
effects. That's just the
Okay.
physical damage of the sword. So, like, the extra d6 of frost is still an extra d6 of frost. But now it's on, I think, 3d6 piercing is what short swords, the short sword should do now.
For the short swords, yeah.
As these trebuchets turn, they haven't started firing yet, but you see these winged stone-like creatures sort of crawling all over them and all over the amphitheater. There's a massive wall in front of you right now, so it's hard to see much other than the trebuchets, but it does seem there is some activity in the stands. So you have a couple of rounds before combat begins as it stands. So, what are you doing?
I am currently writing down my
All right. Just because
gigantic Slayer greatsword.
I'm just kind of adjusting the damage on my existing things.
You will see, since while you guys are writing things down, the giants move to start scaling the amphitheater. It's a fairly massive amphitheater even by their size, but it's gonna take them probably a full turn just to climb. So they immediately run and start doing that to try to get the high ground on the trebuchets.
Are the trebuchets magic, or are they being operated by...
From what you can tell, they're being operated by what look like gargoyles.
So, I have a question.
Yes.
Shadow Blade.
Mm-hmm.
It's a magic spell that creates a magical melee weapon.
Correct.
Will it triple the damage for that?
No. Because because the Shadow Blade damage is determined by the level of the spell, not the type of weapon you make.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It does do more damage on higher levels. Never mind.
Yeah. Like, it's one of those things where it doesn't make a short sword. It makes a shadow that looks
Right.
like a short sword.
Right.
And does force damage.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways.
That's
I guess we're climbing.
I was about to say, do you have fly?
Yeah.
Yes, but I'm not going to cast a 3rd level spell to get in when we can climb.
All right.
Yeah.
Then we climb.
So run up, so you move up to, so go ahead and move up to wherever you want to start climbing.
Don't have a map. Don't know if anyone else does, but
We got a map.
Most things that are just very covered up.
nope. I zoomed all the way out and all the way back in, and gonna refresh
Yeah.
again.
Yeah, you might need to roll 20. That's a little weird today.
Roll 20 being funny.
Seems like this time slot has a lot of Roll20 related issues.
And go ahead and while Aaron's Roll20 is refreshing, you all can make me athletic rolls to climb. Athletics with your 25 strength.
10.
Really? That was... with a +7, you got...
You sure you're not going to use that 3rd level spell slot?
Yes, I am positive. If Kinvalar never gets in here, he is not using that spell.
So,
because we are doing a frontal assault and he's being pissy about it.
So, most of you are fine. Kinvalar,
I still need to roll.
Yeah, Kinvalar, you're not used to the newfound strength you have. And so you reach out to grab, like, sort of the side, and you punch through the sandstone wall and come back out with a boulder. You've suddenly realized why it's so easy for all those stone giants to just grab boulders out of the ground. You've got a boulder you could throw. You haven't started climbing yet, but you've got a boulder you could throw. Meanwhile,
I feel like it's hard to hold on to the boulder and climb at the same time.
It's true.
Throw it over the wall at the trebuchet.
Just flunk. Meanwhile, the rest of you have managed to climb up.
Oh, that's why that was blacked out.
Yes, because
Pillars
Is our
there.
speed increased or is it the same?
your speed is the same. Your speed is not
Okay.
increased or decreased. And you can look around and see.
Yeah, I don't think my token has sight because I can see you making that arrow, but I cannot see anything on the background.
Interesting.
No, where it says plus 50 feet,
Yep,
plus
there you
30
go.
feet, plus 70 feet, those are
I
elevations,
troubleshooted
right?
correctly the first time.
Yay! Yeah, so the plus 70 feet is how high up. So yeah, the back row where you guys are all standing is 70 feet up off the ground. The next row is 50, the next row is 30, 40, 30, etc.
Unfortunately, I believe it's easier to go down than up.
It is easier to go down than up. Though you've got stairs, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Just be aware that that's how far down you're going. And as you can see on the far, from where you're standing on the far right, there's a trebuchet. On the far left, there's a trebuchet. And there's still, and you can see these now minuscule compared to your massive size gargoyles that are just sort of turning the trebuchets, trying to get them aimed at you. So there's going to be one more round before the trebuchets are able to fire. So Kinvalar, if you're trying to climb up again, give me another athletics roll. The rest of you, what are you doing?
Firing is just going to be like, hi, how you doing? Smash. We're firing.
So you put the boulder down as you roll another natural one.
What?
You reach out and you try to grab again, and this time you just punched through it.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And you come back with a second boulder. At this point, you're
This
just
is
making boulders.
Exactly how I expected this session to go.
So how many ones is that for you right now for this session?
At this point, you're making boulders.
I want to point out I've made 6 rolls this game. 3 of them have been ones.
What's your average right now?
You need a new character.
7.5.
Oh,
William still has a lower average than me right now.
I only made what, one roll?
Yeah,
no, you made several.
No,
Oh no, I made 6.
because you were
Yeah.
busting
you've
the
made
chains.
like 11.
Yeah, you've made a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
I count
I
rolls
feel like
with advantage.
Byron's rolled the
both times.
most.
Yeah.
Oh my.
He just chucks them both over the wall, and we'll try again eventually when it comes to my turn again.
So yeah, you can make those attacks. Make me a strength-based proficiency attack
I mean, I have my gigantic
with
slayer
with,
going
with,
over
with,
the
with
boulders.
disadvantage because you can't quite see what you're aiming at. But
That's fine.
are you aiming? What are you aiming at? What are you thinking to aim at? The trebuchets?
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 strength-based proficiency with disadvantage.
15 and 17.
So yeah, you're fed up. You just, and these 2 boulders, all of you see, go sailing off. I need you to roll me, 4d12 plus your strength.
No, plus 7.
4d12 plus
Now,
34.
roll it again.
You crush
And
a trebuchet.
47. Good God, that damage.
So yeah, these 2 boulders, and you just see 2 massive chunks of sandstone go flying over the wall behind you and slam into the trebuchet off to the west, crushing gargoyles.
So that one over there is gone.
Well, the trebuchet is busted, and one of the gargoyles is dead. Boom. So the trebuchet over here, I'm going to go ahead and mark it with a thing, is busted. All right. The storm giant, Miracle. Fyron, you're smashing a gargoyle. Miracle, are you doing anything? Now that you've got arrows the size of ballista bolts.
Yeah, I'll shoot. See, my range is not quite.
Your range would have also increased.
Oh no, you said reach increases.
Yeah,
reach
yeah.
and range.
Your reach increases, but because your longbow has gotten larger, your range would have tripled as well.
Oh, well, that's fine because I'm actually within range of this trebuchet anyways.
Yep. Same for you, Farbolt. Your range on your throwing knives would have tripled as well.
Okay.
So, give me a second because I didn't think to do this before. So, shooting with the longbow.
Yep. So that hits.
22 damage.
All right, another one. 31. That hits.
22 damage.
So yeah, Miracle just pulls out 2 of these massive now ballista bolt size arrows, fires, and you you pin one of the gargoyles to it with both of these things. The arrows are the size of the gargoyles at this point. You just pin one to it, wrecking the trebuchet and killing another gargoyle.
Congratulations, you are now the Anor Londo Archers.
Yes.
Oh, now I hate myself.
All right, the giants are each going to throw a lightning bolt. So let's see.
I think my attacks on the gargoyle that I'm going to smash here.
Oh, why are you not whispered?
Oh dear God.
Please crit the gargoyle that you're hitting. Farbolt, what are you doing while we're...
Yeah, I'm just
50 points of damage.
I'm just gonna try this, and I'm gonna chuck a dagger at this one over here.
So you smash a gargoyle to pieces.
I mean, I don't have an enemy anymore. Can I throw a boulder with my other attack using part of this tower?
Give me an athletics check, see if you can rip something out of the ground.
21?
You reach down and just rip off a piece of the seating.
And throw it at the gargoyle next to me?
Sure. Make it'd be a strength, just a strength attack. with proficiency.
Yeah, so it'd just be my longsword attack. 14.
That does not hit. So you throw, but again, you're not used to this. You're not used to this size and power that.
I mean, I also just kind of ripped and through in one motion, so I wasn't really aiming that well.
So you throw this boulder and just splatters against the stairs of the amphitheater. Far
and then just trying to throw a dagger at this guy over here.
Sure.
See how that goes. 16. Hoping that way.
Yeah, that hits.
For 12.
All right. So yeah, you this massive dagger hits this gargoyle. It's not dead, but it took a bit of damage. 12 on a throwing dagger isn't bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially with 3d4.
Oh, you're also throwing with your dex rather than your strength. You can throw that with your strength.
I thought it was a ranged attack, so I kept it as dex.
With thrown weapons.
Not how daggers work.
Yeah, no. With thrown weapons, you can with thrown finesse weapons, you can either strength or dex. You don't. It doesn't matter about the range.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because throwing axes are strength.
That's why barbarians start with javelins, because thrown weapons can use your strength.
And javelins aren't finesse weapons, so they have to use your strength, not your dex.
Bonus action. I'm just going to try to do not an attack, but I am going to try to pull a boulder up out of the ground.
I mean, athletics check. Yeah, you reach up and pull off another chunk of this amphitheater. As you guys are now basically dismantling her lair. Five lightning bolts strike out, obliterating 5 more of these gargoyles. The one that you missed firing was kind of laughing at you, gets hit by a lightning bolt, and it's just gone. They are also aiming at all of the ones on the side, over by the trebuchet that Miracle had hit, and just lightning strikes and things die. And at this point, now that you guys have gotten your surprise round in, we're going to go ahead and roll initiative.
Nine. That's actually pretty high. That's actually pretty high for me, all things considered.
That's not bad.
I technically rolled higher on the D20 than everybody but Farbolt.
Yep.
I forgot that I have my NPC initiative button over here. That some of them are whispering to me, and some of them are the guards are not whispering to me, but the major NPCs are. Okay, I just need to fix the guards. All right. So let me get theirs in there. To start us off, King Hekaton. Let's see if he regens his lightning strike. Oops, not. Whoop, fuck! God damn it!
Roll a 5.
Did roll a 5 actually. He regains his lightning strike. However, he's not too terribly concerned with that. He moves up to this one that Farbolt smashed with a dagger, and wielding this massive maul, just swings down, striking true.
You ever seen any video game sequences of Sauron on a battlefield?
Yeah.
Just
and just launches this gargoyle away and dead. That makes it Vashah's turn. Vashah, let's see if they regain. Nope, does not regain their lightning strike. moves up by firing, but can't quite get far enough in a single move, so just readies to... Actually, reaches down and grabs a rock.
Did we lose
We
someone?
lost Aaron. Aaron's internet went out. Vishal reaches down and grabs a rock. Hopefully they'll be back before... The thing is, hits and smashes into a gargoyle to the south, but doesn't do a lot. Doesn't kill it, but definitely bounces a rock off of it. Farble, your turn.
I'm gonna move forward up here, and I'm going to try to hit this guy with my handy rock.
All right. Make me a strength-based attack roll with proficiency.
17.
That hits. 3d12 plus your strength.
Ah, I cannot type. Wow, that was a lot better. 25.
All right. Yeah.
25.
You. Which one were you aiming at? The one over here. This one over
Here.
Yeah. Yeah. So you lob this rock and it smashes into the gargoyle, who takes a good amount of damage. Gargoyles' turns. The gargoyles start to screech as their primary mode of attack has been deprived from them, and begin moving on the offensive. Let's see how far they can move. They have a fly speed of 60 feet, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. So you see gargoyles begin flying towards you at various speeds. Looks like they're trying to sort of dash to get up to you. And none of them are going to be able to attack this round, but they are certainly moving. Which is good, because the more that it get clustered up, the more Kinvalar can just fireball them.
Why does everybody keep thinking I have fireball?
Because you have a staff of fire.
Yes, but I don't have the spell fireball.
No, you have the ability to fireball.
Everybody
though.
seems to think I do.
No, but you have the ability to fireball.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, fireball is one of the wizard staple spells along with lightning bolt.
It's true.
Yes, that's dull.
And technically, you do have a fireball now. You have delayed blast fireball.
That I can't cast.
That's true, but still.
And you hit 13th level, which is, it's only 3 levels away at the end of the campaign.
We should get there at the end of this fight. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. The gargoyles have all moved. Shaldor's turn. All the storm giants except for Namir rolled better than you guys. Shaldor retrieves their lightning bolt and is going to use it to blast a thing.
This is why I wanted to sneak.
Oh no, Shaldor does. No, they don't retrieve those on a roll. They have to rest to get them. Never mind. Boom, moves up and starts attacking. Boom, 2 hits, takes out a gargoyle. Fortunately, this isn't going to be a long fight. It's just going to be a lot of numbers.
Like I said, this is why I wanted to sneak.
Kinvalar, Harshnag, then Orleko. Harshnag moves up, can't quite get to one. Orleko moves up, has to dash. Kinvalar.
Hey, look, I managed to climb something.
You finally get up and over.
I was really kind of hoping for like the
Another natural one.
Yeah, I was really hoping for a reverse turkey.
All right. You are up.
Hey, look, there are things.
There are lots of things.
I'm not entirely sure what's what.
So, all of these little small things are gargoyles.
Okay.
Several of them have red X's on them because they're dead.
Right. Yeah. I hate using... That really doesn't seem accurate. Distance-wise.
It is. Oh, wait. Hang on.
There is no way that
Hang on.
we are under 10 feet.
2.5 feet. Why is it on 2 point... I'm assuming that's scaled up. Let me look at the thing.
Oh. Well, I wouldn't have been in range, but you said the range was magnified, so who
Yeah,
cares?
the range is magnified. 1 unit is 5 foot, it says.
I'm assuming it's because the unit scale has been vastly increased to replicate the tiny creatures.
I see.
In comparison to us.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what that it was half scaled because it was half scaled because we're operating with the gargoyles who are smaller than the giants. So it is accurate.
Yeah.
It's just because like it's accurate. It's just weird.
It's accurate for how the game wants this fight to look and feel.
Yes. So just judge based on the numbers and don't worry about it feeling weird.
Okay.
I'm not concerned.
I mean, I'm concerned because it's distance and okay. Yeah, from looks, I'm not gonna worry too much. I'm not gonna use expendable resources on these things. I guess. So is our movement still 30 then?
Yes,
am I
your movement
moving
is still
30
30
feet
feet.
or am I...
Your movement is still 30 feet.
Okay. I guess I am moving... there then, and... I will firebolt this one.
All right, roll the attack.
And if you want this to go faster, Staff of Fire right here would probably kill all these things.
What the fuck is up with my firebolt spell? There we go. Should be... I mean, that's like I said, I'm not using any of our resources when we have a big dragon to fight.
Yep, that's fair. 21 hits.
21 for 9 damage.
9 points of damage. Hits the gargoyle.
Yep.
All right, Miracle.
Okay, let's see. We've kind of dealt with the two trebuchets.
Correct. Both the trebuchets are destroyed.
And I'm gonna shoot the gargoyle. Here, I guess. Actually,
Which one?
You know what? I don't have that many spells that are actually useful in combat. I'm gonna spend a spell slot for Primeval Awareness.
Okay.
Where did the dragon be?
You sense the dragon below.
Okay, cool. That is my turn.
All right. Firen.
Oh. We're gonna deal with these two right next to me first, and then we're gonna get moving again. 20 to hit.
That hits.
31 slashing damage.
All right. It's still up.
No, it's not. I'm gonna pour Divine Smite into it. Let's make it a first level. Extra 12 radiant
It's
damage.
still up.
Why are you still stupid? Die!
It's now dead. Wow.
And
You have reach on the other one.
yeah, I know. I only got 2 attacks.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly don't care about these things. I could just 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 and
Alright.
it gets an attack opportunity on me.
It does get an attack opportunity on you. Yeah, if you just want to run past towards the dragon, you can absolutely do that.
Hey, these guys aren't worth my time.
13 misses you, I think.
Yes, it does.
Swipe
25, 30.
Do you call out to the rest, just run for the dragon or something?
As I'm moving, the trebuchets are down. These aren't worth our time. We've got a dragon to kill.
All right. Namir moves up and is going to just smash. Oh, Namir's a spellcaster. Ooh, what does Namir do? Namir doesn't do much as far as spellcasting is concerned. So yeah, Namir moves up and smashes this other gargoyle that's still standing to... Yep, it's dead.
Use that trident.
To make way for others. Top of the round, King Hekaton. I agree. The Traff can be dealt with by my gods. Harshnag, warriors, let us hurry to the underground. And he will begin moving. Whoops, didn't mean to extend you. I meant to move you. He got distended.
It's called squash and stretch. It's an important animation characteristic.
So he sort of moves down to the bottom of the amphitheater. Towards the bottom of the amphitheater. Not quite all the way to the bottom yet, but... Vasha moves over to deal with some more gargoyles.
I mean,
So, are all of you...
is it fair to say that we are not
yeah.
going to get attacked if we move forward?
So yeah, are all of you going to just sort of follow after Hekaton and Firen and heading down
Thank
towards
God.
Dragon's Lair?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, the bodyguards split off and begin dealing with all of these gargoyles. Which entrance are you... So, you can, as you move down, while they're attracting the gargoyles' attentions, there is an open pit that heads down, that sort of just drops below. There also seem to be stairs that you can find that go underneath the amphitheater on the far ends. Which
With my primeval awareness, which do I have any sense of what would be an accurate location / route? Because I did that.
Yes.
I spent a fucking spell on that.
So with your primeval awareness, you determine that probably the swiftest way to get to Emerith would probably be through the hole in the front.
Yeah, I imagine Imra's location is pretty central, so avoiding having to circle back around is probably faster.
Except for the part where we're falling into a who knows how deep hole.
Yeah. I mean, we can just climb.
You're also currently giant size, so...
Sure. Let's climb.
I'm so excited.
Sorry for being awful. Yeah, I
Alright.
guess we go for that.
All right. So yeah, you, boom, 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 boom. All of you run down the amphitheater towards the hole in the floor. Let me pull up. Let me move your things. Boom. 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 And drop down. Give me athletics checks, all of you.
$21.
Unnatural 20.
Well, you got a 28. Horrible.
Oh, 28, sorry.
Athletics. I'm proficient in that.
God, that's Miracle's turn.
Hold it.
Someone had to do it.
All right, Miracle. So all of you drop down into this hole and land pretty successfully. Miracle, as you're heading towards the sinkhole, the ground beneath you begins to sink away as more of the ground gives way to the hole, and you actually just sort of trip down into the sand pile, taking 7 points of damage.
Okay.
Fortunately, it's sand. It softened the landing, but now you've got sand everywhere.
Also, did everyone double their hit points?
Yes.
I put it in temporary hit points because you said if this is dispelled, we still keep them.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So, you find yourselves in a dark, crumbling ruin that seems like at one point it had been a staging area for something. There is an exit to the north, which is where you felt that pull from Miracle, and a couple of exits to it looks like there's some corridors that head off to the east and west.
Miracle will point the direction towards the dragon.
All right. King Hekaton will let you guys lead the way.
I'll let the melee characters lead the way.
Does anyone have
Well,
a
go
brighter
ahead.
source of light?
I have the rune that makes fire things, so I'll
Which-
light up a torch.
Which direction?
All right.
Miracle said north.
Yeah, I think it was supposed to be down this hallway.
Okay.
So that's Byron and Kinvalar leading the way.
Boom. So,
You're entering a room.
you find yourselves entering into a room. Hang on one second. 2 rows of sandstone pillars support the ceiling of this vast chamber. And at the end of it, there seems to be a large statue of a serpent, around whom you see several humanoids, some of whom seem to have snake heads, who are sort of currently turning to look at your approach. So at the north end of this room is an alabaster statue carved to look like the head and neck of a giant demonic snake erupting from a block of stone. The block is 10 feet high. The serpent is another 10 feet taller still, with 2 gleaming eyes of polished obsidian. Its fang mouth is open as it glares down at a 20-foot diameter hole in the sandstone floor. The hole represents the top of an 800-foot deep shaft. Not that you guys know it's 800 feet, but it's a shaft that you can see going down. Standing around the edge of the hole are 3 Yuan-Ti purebloods wearing desert robes and 6 Yuan-Ti Malisons. 2 of them are human bodies with snake heads, and 2 of them have a human head and body with snakes for arms. And 1 of them has a human head and upper body with a serpentine lower body instead of legs. They are currently chanting a prayer. Are you just sort of watching, or are you looking to interrupt them?
Oh no. Prayers are never good.
Arcana?
Sure, you can give me an Arcana check. You can also does anybody
Let's fight. In the...
does anybody
Never mind.
does
It's fine.
anybody see Abyssal by the way? Does anybody speak Abyssal?
I don't.
Almost everything. I believe so.
I know you speak almost.
No,
everything.
I do not.
Natural
Yes, you
20.
speak Abyssal. So
Miracle does
Also,
speak-
Jeremy, I believe I now have you tied for natural ones.
Yes, you do.
So with Miracle's understanding of Abyssal, you can translate what they're saying as rack and ruin, flash and thunder. Let them claim the dragon's plunder. Death is close, her doom has come. To blade and spell she will succumb.
Oh well, they want us to kill.
Oh, they're
Emrith.
fine. They're totally with a natural 1 on my Arcana check. I'm sure it's just like their way of saying "Go for it." We're cheerleaders.
My natural 20 Arcana. What do I think that is?
Oh, sorry, really quick. They finish prayer, then one of them jumps in the hole. Then you hear that. Sorry, I misread a thing. So it looked, Fyron, it looked like they were doing some sort of divination ritual that requires a sacrifice, which they did. As these whispers, as Miracle hears these whispers, you also hear another voice from inside the room, in Draconic.
Also, don't speak it.
Weirdly, not a language I ever picked up.
Can someone in this damn adventure speak Orc?
Seriously,
Yes.
I speak Dwarven and Orcish.
You guys,
Come on.
you guys ran
Yeah.
across orcs at one point.
And I said hi to them because I do speak Orcish.
And we discussed that high is very close to their battle cry, so it's very, very careful with it.
As this happens, though, you all see sort of stomping out from one side of the room in full dragon form this massive blue dragon who seems to be talking towards the Yuan-Chi. And as you are making your way forward and as this conversation is occurring, the dragon turns to look at the group of you.
Hello there, Emrith.
I'm not conversing.
No, neither am I.
I'm attacking.
All right.
I'm just like, hi there.
Hi.
Great, going forward.
All right. So
Hello.
I'm exchanging combat banter.
let us roll initiative again.
Also, can I get the light of the torch that was lit, please?
Yeah, I need to actually increase the light because you guys are using bigger torches. Hang
I
on.
was gonna say we can't quite see the dragon or this statue.
And I think your
or-
sword is glowing, isn't it, William?
No, that's a devotion paladin thing.
Mine is. Oh, mine is because it's moon touch.
That's right.
Oh yeah, you had the moon touch scimitar.
There you go. Now you can see it better.
Hey, look, there's a dragon.
Yep.
Finally.
Yeah. Basically, you can see all of this happening. It's just that the lighting is weird.
We've reached the dragon part of the Dungeons and Dragons.
You have reached the dragon. You've both dungeon and dragons.
No, I didn't take dragons or draconic.
If I clear 30 feet.
Wow. Harshnag rolled a 0 on his initiative.
Ha! Low initiative. I've always felt like a 0 initiative is the equivalent of like you are surprised.
I mean, you're certainly going last.
That's a kind of surprised.
All right. I believe that's everyone on the initiative. Miracle, you're going in first.
Yay. Oathbow, I recite the thing, targeting the dragon, and attack, and
Ah.
I
So,
feel like I am now rolling worse.
Both. So
but-
yeah, you.
Oh yeah, you have the lowest average.
And the 2 arrows strike true, but they splinter off Imrith's draconic hide.
Yeah. Almost like a 9's not gonna cut it for a dragon of most varieties.
Here is my monster name, because they've left out crucial bits of information from this character thing.
Like blue dragon stats?
No, like
Going to
lair
guess?
actions.
I feel
No, we
like
don't
the
need them.
module doesn't include lair actions. That means there aren't any lair actions.
No,
We
it
don't need
specifically
lair
says she uses lair actions. Look for them on page whatever of the monster manual.
Helpful.
You know, there's a
I
really
believe the
cool
lair actions are in
resource.
roll 20. Sorry.
Yeah, I just need to find them. Ancient blue dragon.
A fun resource called D&D Beyond.
Yes.
I don't have the monster manual on D&D Beyond.
You
I do, however, have the monster manual on Roll20. So there we go.
No, we have access to your campaign, so we can create characters. We don't get access to your GM stuff.
interesting. Somebody else had said they did have access.
I mean, we
to
might, but I don't. I haven't. I'm not taking the time to look.
I haven't. We'll troubleshoot later.
So you and right after you do, I need Fyron, because he called out, to make a dexterity saving throw.
This target's only me, so I get to add my shield bonus to
You
it.
do.
So this is going to be an additional +2. Natural 20.
All right, so you managed to get out of the way as part of the ceiling above you just collapses down, and just rubble and sandstone just collapses down around you. That makes it King Hekaton's turn, who moves up.
I like the implication that can happen multiple times and the character could have not moved, so theoretically there's just like a targeted demolition happening above them.
Yeah, just like miles of ceiling are falling on you. King Hekaton moves up to try to get past everyone, and is going to throw a lightning... Oh, no, he's not going to throw a lightning bolt because he knows she's immune to lightning.
I was gonna say.
He's not that stupid.
Thanks, Hekaton.
He reaches out. He pulls off of his belt. What to most people would seem like a giant ballista, but to him is basically a crossbow, and fires, hitting for 20 points of damage. As the massive ballista bolt just punches into the dragon's hide. That makes it Imrith's turn. Imrith sees people that need to not be here.
These people in a very convenient pattern of all in one place.
So first I need all of you, as it flies towards you, I need all of you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Frightful presence. Actually,
Do we get bonuses
none
from
of-
Fyron?
anyone who is within 10 feet of me is immune to being frightened.
So King Hekaton
so-
and Kinvalar
And Farbolt.
Okay.
and Farbolt.
Yeah.
So Miracle and Harshnag then.
17.
Natural.
And I assume that's
20.
the same as your aura for save bonuses.
Yeah, it's also 10 feet.
Okay.
20 for Harshnag. So Miracle, you are frightened as the dragon flies towards
Yep.
you. You are suffering the status effect frightened. You can save again that on the end of
Damn
each
it,
of your turns.
Rangers. Stop
Or if
being
I
afraid of
step
everything.
within 10 feet of you.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna need Fyron, Farbolt, and Harshnag to make another dexterity saving throw.
Farbolt, you can
Yeah.
add 3 to your dex save.
Add 3.
Yeah. I don't get to add my shield bonus because it doesn't just target
So
me.
that gives me a 25.
22 or 21, correction. And I will use my reaction to evade with my shield.
So neither one of you save.
Really?
Harshnag doesn't
Wow.
either. So all three of you take 7. Well, I mean, Farwell, you take half because you have evasion already. But Fire.
I take half because I have the worm rune. I have resistance to damage from dragon's breath attacks.
Is it you have to activate that ability?
No, it's just
Look at
while the claw is displayed on your person, you have resistance to the damage caused by any dragon's breath weapon.
Oh, good. So both of you take half of 72 damage.
Which is
36.
Harshnag just takes 72 damage. So you look back and you just this arc of lightning just erupts through the three of you. You look back and Harshnag just has skidded back, smoke boiling off of him as he recovers from the lightning blast. Farbolt.
We're already dealing with an ancient blue dragon here.
Yeah,
expect it to be that easy.
I'm.
Impressive that its DC is like 26 or so though, because Farbolt had 25 with my aura technically.
Oh, is Farbolt's? Oh, I thought the 22
25.
included the. Okay, never mind. You did save then, Farbolt. I thought the DC was 22, the thing that was rolled.
Okay.
You are uninjured, Farbolt.
6. Okay. I'm going to step over here. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to activate the ice rune and use Icy Mantle on myself.
Okay. So again, frost coats Farbolt's body. Anything else?
And, well, actually, as a bonus action, I'm going to use my bonus action to move another 30 feet.
Okay. So you dash away, dash around.
Dash there.
The Yuan-Ti do not seem to be interested in joining the fight. In fact, they seem like they're rapidly trying to escape the room.
It's almost like they prophesized that the person they were working with is gonna lose.
Kinvalar.
All right. Bonus action and her blade song.
Yep.
And let's see. Let's start off. Let's just go ahead and start off with something big right out the gate.
Oh no, that's if I use
figure out a little math here. So 68 versus that would be. So yeah, where he's at, he is going to. What's this? So it's a 60-foot cone. Don't think I can do this without hitting anybody else. So let's Cone of Cold him.
All right.
Her.
Cone of Colding her.
For. That's some good damage. That's some good damage on 8d8. It's not a strength save. I don't know why Roll20 defaults every spell on the combat part to strength saves.
Because it's the first
one.
Because
strength is the top number.
Because it's the first number.
Yes, but
Roll20 is not very smart.
So it's a DCU 16 what save?
Dexterity, I'm almost certain. I'm almost certain. No, Constitution.
I'd say cold is typically con.
Damn it. Dexterity would have been better. I'm sure.
With a 31, she succeeds.
So she takes 24 cold damage. And that was my bonus action and my
And your action.
other
So you're gonna
thing.
move.
All right, so now that to be clear, now that the sizing or the distance is accurate,
Yes. Your speed is
do
still
we
30
still,
feet.
at our enormous size, somehow have only 30 feet of movement?
Yes, because your enormous size is still calculating in that. The edge of your token is what's moving. You're still taking up a lot more space.
I don't understand what you just said.
All right.
But
So you are supposed to be actually much bigger than this. Why is it? No, that's right.
Yeah, we're 50 feet across.
Yeah, you are 15 feet across.
right.
Every time you take a 5-foot step, you're moving 15 feet.
No, you're moving.
I'm just
I'm
going
going
to
to illustrate this with my token.
No. I'm just going to go with it.
Just move. The
There's
movement
no
is
need.
accurate. You have 30 feet of movement.
Okay. Actually, I have 40 feet of movement. Blade Song.
Or 40 feet of movement. Like, Harshnag and Hekaton also have, well, they have 40 feet of movement, but...
So I can move 25 feet there, and that doesn't quite work. Fine, I will there.
All right, you were there.
I was maneuvering to make easy flanking.
Okay. At the end of your turn, she's going to take
Legendary
a
action.
legendary action to smack you with her tail.
All right.
Does 20 hit you?
Not once I shield.
All right, so you the tail whips out
My armor
at you,
class is now 24
and
until
you
my
throw
turn.
out a shield, and the tail bounces off the invisible bubble.
Yep.
That makes it Firen's turn.
All right. I will. I mean, what the hell? It's not going to work, but I've got the item, so I might as well use it. I will use Wormslayer on Imrith.
Okay. Emrith now takes resistance, or now has vulnerability to
No.
all damage types.
Correction. Imrith needs to make a DC 15 con save.
Oh, is it a
or
con
take,
save?
Or have vulnerability.
Is it a con save?
The dragon must then succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or gain vulnerability to all damage types until the end
Yeah.
of the next turn.
Oh.
I'm relying on a natural one here, but
Oh. I thought that was a really powerful item. 34.
No.
yeah, I didn't think so. But I will then shift 10 feet and end the frightened effect on Miracle.
All right, Miracle, you are no longer frightened.
And cannot be
Nice.
frightened for another 24 hours because the effect has ended on you.
Wow, that's some cheap ass bullshit.
All right, you've got 3 more uses of Worm
So
Slayer,
basically,
too,
you're telling me that it lasts longer on me because I initially failed that save.
Yeah.
It lasts
Well,
longer on
because-
you by 6
so-
seconds. Yes.
So basically the way it works is because you were frightened, when the
Mhm.
effect ends, you're immune for 24 hours. The rest of them
Yeah.
that couldn't be frightened in the first place can still get frightened until...
That's
Yes.
what I meant. Yes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what they meant. Because they failed the save, it actually works out better for them.
Yeah.
Like I said, some cheap ass bullshit, but I like it.
No, if a creature's saving throw is successful, or the effect ends for it, the creature is immune to the dragon's frightful presence for the next 24 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or
because
the effect
Yeah,
ends
yes.
for it.
What I'm saying is,
Saving
you
throw.
are
Yeah.
all immune to the frightful presence for the next 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Miracle is
okay.
just immune for an extra 6 seconds longer.
So if Imrith is around for 24 hours and 6 seconds,
Yes.
Look out, Miracle.
Yes.
And then I'll
Okay,
sit back
how
and
many
listen.
rounds of combat would that be?
A
Oh
lot.
God, I don't want to calculate that.
3 months from now, we have not moved from our desk.
Hang on. So 6 times 10. So 10 rounds is a minute.
Times that another 60 for an
60
hour.
is an hour.
60 for an hour times 24. 14,400
Oh my
rounds in a day.
That's how many rounds. Plus that, plus one more round would be how many rounds Miracle is immune
I mean,
to frightful presence
okay.
from Imrith.
we're in a boss fight and we have 20-some minutes left.
Harshnag is charging forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. All right. Miracle.
Okay. I'm gonna. Let's see. There's no way I can avoid being in a line with anyone. Just because of the function of how lines work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like there's no way that Imrith is weaker than a regular ancient blue dragon, and I think
So
most
you
ancient
said
dragons
that our
concepts are better.
weapon distance does increase or doesn't?
Yes, your weapon crit distance has increased.
Okay. You know what? I'll just head back to here and shoot with the oath bow.
Okay. Both of those miss.
Nope.
So again, cracking off the dragon's hide.
I'm really not very good at things, but I'll continue being annoying and having arrows.
All right. At the end of your turn, I'm going to make another tail swipe at Kinvalar, because
Okay.
Harshnag is in front of her. And then he's going to make a tail... Then going to make it... Actually, no, at the end of your turn, I'm going to spend the last 2 legendary actions to make a wing attack against both Harshnag and Kinvalar.
Okay.
So I need both of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Harshnag gets to add +3.
I mean, that's such a no.
All right, you take 16 points of bludgeoning damage and are knocked prone. Harshnag adds what to it?
3.
He rolled a natural 1, which is a 0, so it doesn't matter. Harshnag also takes 16
rolled
points
a
of
3.
16 points of damage, and
It's a big
is knocked
3.
prone. And at that point, Imrith is going to move, because they can fly up to half their flying speed after using that ability.
You have to be standing to make an opportunity. Oh, never mind. I already spent my reacting for shield.
Yep. Also,
I have reach, correct? How much reach?
you have an
that-
additional
not that
5
much.
feet of reach.
Yeah, not that much reach.
Harshnag gets an attack opportunity, but that's about it. As they move over to here. Yeah, that's 40 feet. That's 40 feet. There we go. Harshnag tries to swipe up with disadvantage. And hits! Harshnag clips the leg of Imrith, dealing 27 points of damage. Farbolt, your turn.
She had to move away, didn't she? Now, this is just another big gaping hole next door, isn't
That
it?
is a big gaping hole, yes.
Also, I forgot that even if I had used Wormslayer, ancient dragons have legendary resistances, so this thing is just actually worthless, except for giving me resistance to breath weapons.
Which is a good thing for it to do. Yeah. It is an item that is pitched very well and mechanically met.
Kind of weird, yeah.
Can't you draw something on the ground to make it so she can't fly?
Over the course of 8 hours.
Ah.
Also,
we all want to
it
sit
doesn't
down
stop.
and have
It also
dinner
doesn't
with
stop her
different-
from flying. It just makes her unable to fly well.
It's like, okay, hold on a minute, sit there for a little bit while we do this something over here.
It's a 100-foot sphere of the dragon has disadvantage on all saves and can't fly more than 10 feet in the round.
I'm gonna move over this way, and I am going to chuck a couple daggers at her.
All right, throw your daggers.
At which point she just starts burrowing
23.
and attacking us.
Yeah.
23 hits.
14 points of damage.
14 points of damage.
And 26 for the other one. Well, should hit and does 1 point of damage. Excellent.
Oh, don't forget, that's actually that you got 2 more d4s because both your daggers are.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right.
Not when you're throwing
No,
it.
the offhand would still be 3d4.
It wouldn't
It's a
add. You wouldn't
weapon
add
damage.
strength.
It wouldn't add strength to it, but it would still be 3d4, not 1d4. Because it's an enlarged
I-
dagger.
So apparently
Oh, yeah.
the weapon size impacts even
So
weapons where there's
add-
finesse, and the
add
thrown
another-
property when applied to a dagger can use strength.
Yeah, but the offhand.
No,
throw
my
doesn't
offhand doesn't
add
get any
damage.
attribute bonuses
Yeah,
because I
offhand-
don't have the two.
So,
It's just a
that's
straight
5
weapon
damage.
roll.
So minus 4 more. Okay. 5 damage on the offhand dagger.
Yes, you can switch your daggers to strength instead of dex.
But yeah, for my offhand, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but your main hand is still using your dex.
Yeah, I did switch that. I thought I did.
It doesn't look like it. You did. Just whatever. Kimvalar.
All right. I get back to my feet.
Knock it up again.
Never ever gonna keep me down. I get knocked down.
I kill the other players in Storyteller.
Rocks fall, you die. That's when, like, Jeremy's camera just fills with falling rocks.
I mean, that is the lair action.
Oh, I forgot the lair action for this round. Oh well, that's fine.
Yes, you
I'll remember
did.
it next round.
An additional ray for each spell. 5 seconds. That'd be 3. So 4, 5, 6. Sure. I cast a level 5 Scorching Ray.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6 rays.
Correct.
Roll 6 attacks. Natural 1, a 25, a 13, a 16, a 14, a 12. One of
I
them
hit
hit.
once.
I feel like this is an encounter designed to force us into using our strength to attack it, but we are not doing that because this party never does what the encounter wants.
I would love to use my strength to attack him. The dragon moves very quickly.
I mean, one of you could theoretically
things.
you could
So bad.
theoretically try to wrestle it into the 800-foot pit with spikes at the bottom of it.
I rolled 6 d20s and
One of them was above a 10.
well, I was going to say 2 of them were above a 6. And oh look, a level 5 spell did 5 damage.
It is
That's
amazing.
a very appropriate amount of damage.
Oh my fucking god.
Adventurers League is cursed. I'm so excited for Curse of Strahd.
Oh, this is so much
Don't die, it's
fun.
Kim's
Oh my
fault.
god.
Anything else you want to do, Kimbalar?
No, I stand there and do absolutely fucking nothing.
You just sort of like
Which is essentially what I did for my action.
you're standing there. You hold open your hands, and 6 beams of fire energy erupt from your fingers, and then they sort of like get caught up in each other and twist and just arc around the dragon.
You cross the streams. You never cross the streams.
One of them.
Kevlar just spends the rest of his action gaping.
Like, what the. Oh, King Hekaton forgot to go. King Hekaton, take your turn.
Yeah.
I was kind of wonder what the fuck he was doing.
King Hekaton moves up and fires his crossbow. And misses. The impressive miss of the searing rays, scorching rays, caused King Hekaton's ballista bolt to miss, as he rolls a 3 and a 2 on his attack rolls.
Yeah.
All right.
Byron.
Okay, this isn't a competition.
Because baiting out another save is just like asking for another save is just baiting out legendary resistances, even if they do roll a natural 1. So I'm just gonna dash to it.
All right. You dash up to it, and Harshnag stands up and also dashes out to it.
You know what?
5,
As a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Compelled Duel just to bait out another save.
20. All right. What's the save?
Wisdom save, DC of 15.
Rolled a 22.
Yeah.
5, 10. So basically gets to here on his dash. Doesn't quite get to flanking, but almost gets there. Top of the round, Miracle.
I'm going to stab this thing full of arrows, even though they do nothing, because I am not actually hitting.
All right.
Nope.
No.
I waste my turn.
At the end of
Dice.
I need everyone but Miracle to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, sweet.
Unfortunately, everyone is just outside of my aura. Wait, no. Hekaton is, just outside of my aura.
Oh, wait. Everyone except for Miracle and Harshnag.
Oh, okay.
As
Dexterity,
lightning
right?
erupts from one side of the room, arcs out to strike at Farbolt, then Kenvalar, then Firen, and then King Hekaton, as it tries to bounce between the 4 of you.
I mean, Hekaton's immune to lightning damage.
Hekaton is, so he's fine.
Also fine.
Oh, God.
11, 10, 11.
I'm going to use my first luck of the day.
You sure?
21.
Okay, 21. You evade it. Kenvalar and Firen don't. You take 12 points of lightning damage.
Oh, dear. The breath weapon that I am resistant to did more damage than that.
King Hekaton's turn. He storms over to here.
I mean, lair actions aren't supposed to kill you. They weaken you up
Yeah.
so that the monster kills you.
Yeah,
They're
that's fair.
softening blows. King Hekaton runs to the other side. Imrith's turn. Imrith. Is just gonna go into an offensive attack because it wants to kill King Hekaton. She wants to kill King Hekaton. Yeah.
I can't impose disadvantage. He's too far away. Also too far away for me to take the damage for him.
Imrith spins around and just bites and claws into King Hekaton, hitting him 3 times and doing 13, 16, and 15 points of damage.
But I wouldn't give to be an 18th level paladin whose aura range is 30 feet.
Farbolt.
Yeah, I feel like this potion of max level that we didn't get would have been really nice right about now.
Potion of max level? Well, to be fair, there are also 4 bodyguards who are upstairs fighting gargoyles right now instead of here with you helping.
Yeah, they didn't feel like coming down here. They felt like the gargoyles were more important. They were that dumb.
If you wanted 30 gargoyles coming in behind you and biting at you the entire time.
Nipping at our heels.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna move forward, and now that people are within range of him, does my sneak attack double or triple in dice?
No, your sneak attack does not. The sneak attack damage doesn't increase, but it's still sneak attack damage.
23
hits. 17 piercing, 4 frost, and 15 sneak attack.
21. Sneak attack, and then because I can, just going to try to hit him again.
Her.
Oh, hit her again, and I rolled a natural 1.
So you come around for the second attack, and the dragon senses your mental accidental misgendering of her. And a tail flips around and knocks the dagger out of your hand, sending it sailing across the pit, landing on the ground over by the statue.
Son of a...
Kinvalar.
All right.
You've got to shoot her.
Yeah, we will go ahead and place that. Yep, that's perfect. So we are placing a fireball right there.
All right.
Oh, wait. Yep.
Yeah, hello, I already figured it out. It hits just Imrit.
What's the DC?
DC is 16, I think. Hold on, just a second. Yep, 16 or 32. I'm sure she's fine with the dexterity save.
She rolled a 14.
Oh.
So she's going to use legendary resistance.
All right.
Actually, she doesn't have any legendary resistances. So never mind.
Wait, what?
Okay, so she is a weaker version of an ancient
She does not
blue
have
dragon.
any legendary resistances. So she just fails and takes it.
Oh, no, that's right. Blues don't have legendary resistance.
I feel like all ancient dragons have legendary
No,
resistance.
absolutely not.
Really? So that they are different than the other dragon.
No,
Yeah,
blues do. Blues have legendary resistance. Imrith does not.
Because this is an encounter scaled for level 10 characters.
With a ridiculous amount of assistance.
Well, you could have gotten here without the ridiculous amount of assistance. So it has to scale for both directions. So yeah, she takes 32 points of fire damage. She does not have legendary resistances. That's why they gave you Wormslayer, the Wormslayer rune.
It's still, like, unless her wisdom save is also shit, it still needs a natural 1.
It still requires a very low save. A very low roll. But it doesn't, if she fails it, it's not a useless thing.
But you can only present it 3 times, if I remember right.
Yeah, you've already used 1. But I think it lasts for a while. So that is a pit.
Then I don't move.
Okay.
I think you can...
I cannot, no, because I cannot move close enough to get to them.
You can maneuver around so that you could move closer next turn. Just because you can't get there this turn doesn't mean you can't move.
Move to the right of Firen.
Alright.
Like, right around there.
Right. If you're not moving, you're not moving. That's fine.
I'm not moving anticipatorily, because I am assuming that as soon as we completely surround her, she's going to fly to another spot.
That's a fair point. Firen, it's your turn.
I'm gonna just go straight in with the big sword swing because I'm flanking with Hekaton right now.
Yep, go ahead.
Natural 20!
20 hits.
Alright, so we're dumping a maximum level Divine Smite into this.
Okay.
So that is...
Are you using like one of
A
your?
lot.
Are you using one of your bonus action smites at all?
Yes, also. No, I had to declare that beforehand, so...
You can. I've always let you declare them when you hit. So go ahead.
Alright. I actually don't have any of my smites prepared.
Oh well, then
So.
never mind. In that case, you can't.
So... is whatever... I think that's 50. 50 slashing damage. And then...
More than 50, but
No.
oh no, it's exactly 50. No, it's it's exactly 50.
Yeah, because it's 2 above and 2 below
It's
25.
exactly
Yep.
50.
And then Divine Smite twice. So that is 21 plus 19. Slash
40.
50 plus 21 plus 19. 90 points of damage on one swing.
Yep. A lot of damage. Fire just comes in, the great sword glowing, and second attack.
Now just swing 2. 21.
Hits. Actually, 21 misses. 21 misses. So the second you smash in with the first one, there's an explosion of radiant energy as you crack in. You come back around for the second one, and it just glances off the dragon's scales. At the end of your turn, she's going to use 2 legendary actions to beat her wings again. I need Farbolt, Hekaton, and Firen all to make dexterity saving throws.
I didn't need to roll the advantage, but natural 20.
Am I close enough to get a +3 from Firen?
Yes.
So that gives me a 21.
All right, none of you take damage, and none of you are knocked prone, but she does fly up, which gives all 3 of you attacks of opportunity as she flies over this way.
Still technically
Absolutely
flanking.
taking.
Am I still technically flanking with Hekaton?
You are still technically playing with Hekaton, yes, so you still have advantage on the attack.
28.
Hits.
Pouring
15
another
misses.
3rd level Divine Smite into this because we're getting rid of this woman. 31 slashing.
Hekaton hits.
16 radiant.
Dealing 22 bludgeoning, and then 31 slashing, 16 radiant, and Farbolt, 15
I
misses.
missed.
Yeah, so you
15 will miss. Yeah.
scrapes off. Yeah, no, she's looking pretty beat up right now. Harshnag's turn. Harshnag starts to run around again.
Damn dragons running away from me.
Basically, yes.
The Yuan T cleared out by now, by the way.
Yes, the UNT have all cleared out. Let me move them.
Right.
All right, Harshnag is running around. Top of the round. Miracle.
Let's see if I don't waste my action this time. Let's be realistic. I'll waste my action again. Oh, hey,
Hey.
one of those hits.
27 hits.
I do 21 whole damage.
That's
Almost like half of what Firen did with a single attack.
It's still a pretty good amount of damage. A ballista bolt-sized arrow flies across the room and smashes into the dragon.
They've been flying this entire time. She just keeps on not taking any damage from them. This one actually impacts in the scales.
Yes. And at the top of the round, so after Miracle's action, Lair actions. I need 20-foot radius sphere. I need Kinvalar, Fired, and Farbolt all to make Constitution saving throws.
Kinvalar, you're just outside of my range, but Farbolt, you're in it.
So that'll give me a 21.
All right.
4.
7.
Farbolt, you're fine. Kinvalar and Fire, and you're blinded for a minute. As sand spirals up into a dust cloud and gets into your eyes.
I can fix
that. King Hekaton's turn. He runs over. He can actually make it and do this thing this time. Yay. King Hekaton moves over around this side and leaps up and stomps onto the ground beneath him, causing the ground to crumble slightly. And a loud thunderclap echoes through the room. Ha! She failed the Constitution saving throw.
Rolled a natural 1.
Emrith is deafened and also takes 26 points of thunder damage.
Boom.
We have
What?
What? Oh, that's fun. Emrith's turn, who cannot hear anything
Unfortunately,
anymore.
deafened basically means you can't make hearing-related checks.
Yep. I can't hear somebody sneaking around or things like that. Turns around and starts trying to bite into Hekaton again, because she really wants to kill Hekaton.
Which unfortunately means that people can't cast spells that require the target to hear you.
I don't think anybody here is a bard, though, so...
Yeah, that's fair.
Good point.
All right. Again, she just sort of tears into King Hekaton, biting and clawing as he's just taking the blows. Farbolt.
Oh,
Your eyes are clear.
my eyes are clear, so I'm going to slide up here behind.
Clear eyes.
Her attention's on Hekaton, so
Yep.
I am going to attempt to stab her in the back. And should give me advantage for flanking with 22.
22 hits. Just barely.
Hey, cool. 17 plus 11, so 28.
All right. And in response, she's going to use her tail. She's going to use one legendary action to tail whip you. Does a 28 hit you?
28 does hit.
Take 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Uncanny dodge.
But the icy mantle shatters and I take no damage.
There you go. All right. Kinvalar.
All right. Since I was not on this tab, I'm not sure. Was Imrith there at the point where she is at the point that the lair actions went off?
Yes.
Okay.
In the
So
same
I
spot.
won.
You wander.
I'm blind. I know she's somewhere right near a pit.
Yeah. You haven't heard. You've heard her attacking. You can tell she's still there. You're blind, not deaf. She's definitely.
Yes. Imagine you're blind and there's a monster that you want to kill right next to a large pit.
Yes.
Do you run in that direction hoping that you don't fall into the pit?
Probably not.
And all of my spells basically require me to be able to see. I am useless now.
Can you hold your action knowing that you have a cleric nearby?
Yeah.
Probably, yes.
Wait. Check.
I realize that you can't hold an action for running into attack, but
Let's see. I'm checking to see if there's anything I can do that doesn't require, that won't. I mean, I guess technically I don't know that fireball. So I could cast a fireball, but that would be bad.
I'm okay with that. I'm just leaving it up there. I'm okay with that.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can definitely do that.
All right, I will fireball.
Does
There-ish.
Sure. So you let off a fireball, which fortunately doesn't require you to target something you can see, just that you know the area it's going to. So, dexterity
Over there.
Good.
Yeah.
Fucking God.
That's interesting.
Well, she doesn't save, so she takes 20 points of damage.
I take 10, but also the ice shard gives me fire resistance.
So you take 5.
5. That's also why I was okay with this plan.
You get slightly singed. All right, firing.
Does he get to save at the end of his turn against the blindness?
Nope. It lasts a minute.
I mean, most things like that are super debilitating let you save at the end of each turn as well for the duration. But
not this.
I will stumble over to Kinvalar then and cast Lesser Restoration.
Why are you moving? Roll 20. Why are you behaving like this? Stop it. Stop. Really? So now the turn order on my roll 20, the turn order tracker has decided to move itself over the chat.
Well, I end the blinded condition on Kinvalar.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes. No. Oh no, it does say actually. Yes, it does say a creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect of its. So make a Constitution saving throw before that happens.
I was about to say, it's not like the sand is glued to your eyes. I feel like you can get it out of there.
I am having to juggle between 15 pages. Leave me alone. And now I can't see the chat, so you're gonna have to tell me what it says.
17.
17. That's enough. You get the dart out of your eyes.
Okay.
Well, then I cast it on myself. Then.
There you go. All right. Womp. Womp. Womp.
Since I can see actually to move
womp,
instead, I will
womp.
get right up there.
Okay. Let me move you, you piece of shit. Hang on. There, fixed it. All right. Because I still can't see. Roll 20. I hate you right now. Okay. That makes it Harshnag's turn. Harshnag continues to try to run up.
Poor Harshnag's just been like circling around.
Yeah, he's just been running back and you took a lightning bolt at the beginning, and then he keeps having to run back and forth. Okay, Miracle, your turn.
Time to see if I can hit anything. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. I really wish that... No, those things actively cannot.
Wish I had the ability to like play music through Skype and everything. That works.
I mean, Roll20 has royalty-free music on it.
Yeah.
In the jukebox.
With the way Roll20's been working right now, you would hear it. You would hear it resetting every 5 seconds on my end, at least.
Like I'll definitely be using, like, for Curse of Strahd, I'll be using some of the Computex music in the jukebox.
I was so excited for this, and then I realized it doesn't actually...
Excited for what?
Here's a question.
Sure.
If I use conjure animals, are the animals able to provide flanking?
Yes.
Great. So Miracle just gets fed up with not being able to hit anything, and with a fuck you in Sylvan, summons a whole shit ton. Let me clarify how many.
As I go to the asset library and try to find whatever it is.
Summons 8 giant bats.
All right.
Or, yeah, giant bats. Why not?
8 giant bats.
That are just going to try and hit with natural 20s and provide some flanking.
Okay. As soon as Roll20 decides it wants to work, I will have 8 giant bats.
So I also want to point out that the constrictor snake doesn't have a listed size restriction on what it can restrain with its grapple.
Typically, you can only restrain things that are at the size of you or smaller.
Yeah. No shit. Constrictor strength snakes cannot grapple dragons.
I'm just going to copy Frostwing 8 times.
Fair.
Because Roll20 is being a special child right now. All right. Where do you summon them at?
I summon them on top of her.
All right.
Essentially.
That's a lot of bats.
Yeah, it is.
Are they medium or large sized?
They are. I'm checking Frostwing because Frostwing would be
I mean,
large.
they're going to be dead shortly. Do we really need tokens for all of them?
No, I don't think we need tokens. I was just making them so they'll give you guys advantage for a round.
They might be
It
able
is
to.
actively far more
I
useful
get that.
than
No.
my...
I get that. I'm just saying.
They
perhaps
might
spend 10 minutes.
They might live longer than a round. It depends.
And I'll move out from behind that a little bit so I can actually fully see things.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my turn.
All right.
Actually, the bats, I believe, get to attack when I summon them.
Sure.
Give me a second to confirm.
Can they attack from above?
Yeah.
Okay, so technically they get their own place in the initiative, but we're not bothering with that.
Correct.
We have never bothered with that. So, 8 bat attacks with advantage.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that should roll 8 times.
1, 2 hits, 3, 4, 5 hits, and one of them's a crit.
Why do I roll so much better when I'm rolling bats?
How do you want to do this?
Oh my god.
That is awesome.
Miracle just like sort of slumps the bow away. And like I said, what?
One
Just a
hit
big
point.
fuck you.
Fuck you in Sylvan. And the dragon falls under a pile
Under a
of bats.
pile
bats.
of bats. Ah, that's why I populated them.
So if it's 1 hit point, it doesn't matter. I realize I shouldn't have been using
they
Frostwing's character sheet because Frostwing
That's fine.
gets a bonus for being my animal
That's fine.
companion.
It only had 1 hit point left. So, there's the thing I have to read now.
Sorry, guys. There's now just a whole bunch of bats there because Miracle doesn't desummon his magical creatures.
So yes, Imrith falls underneath the weight of these giant bats, and as the dragon falls and dies, Hekaton turns and looks at the rest of you. I feel I must apologize. I've misjudged you and your kind. My wife once made the statement that storm giants and small folk could work together to create a better world and free it from the tyranny of dragons. I didn't believe her, but you have shown me that this is a path that can be worked towards. I will honor my wife's sentiment and you as I go forward. This, I believe, was a test that Anam the All-Father thrust upon us, and hopefully it will restore the ordering as it was. I thank you for your aid, all of you. And as you loot the place, the body, or whatever else happens, that is the end of Storm King's Thunder. We'll be back next week with Curse of Strahd.
Now it's my turn.
Say bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.